Yeah, yeah. I know it's late, I know it's late, and baby I can't focus, focus. I danced away the town today, was hoping that you notice. What did you notice? I just wanted my legend. I wanna need the same old understanding. Yeah. I know you gotta work pretty early. I'll be around by 3:30. And usually you're done by 1. So baby, when I wake you up, just let me ride. Let me fuck you back to sleep, girl. Oh, don't say a word, don't you talk. Just hold on tight to me, girl. Fuck you back to sleep, girl. Oh, now where you at? Just grab my bag. I'm coming through to meet ya, meet ya. Yeah, I know you almost have to sleep, but you know how much I need ya. Gonna need ya. Gonna leave me that therapy. But if you keep the door unlocked, be ready. Hey, I know you gotta work pretty early. I'll be around by 3:30. Oh, usually you're done by 1. So baby, when I wake you up, just let me ride. Let me fuck you back to sleep, girl. Oh, don't say a word, don't you talk. Just hold on tight to me, girl. Fuck you back to sleep, girl. Oh, ain't sorry that I woke you. Ain't sorry about your time. Come pick in the morning so I can get a little bit more your love. I know you want me, now you feel me. Hey, you never disagree. You wake from your sleep. Oh, just let me ride. Let me love you, baby. Fuck you back to sleep, girl. Oh, don't say a word, no, don't you talk. Just hold on tight to me, girl. Fuck you back to sleep, girl. Just let me ride. Let me fuck you back to sleep, girl. Oh, don't say a word, no, don't you talk. Just hold on tight to me, girl. Send you back to sleep, girl. Whoa! Hey, Detroit, it's your birthday. Yes, sir. What you doing, Angelica? My girl Angie already warmed up, y'all. Hell yeah! TT's in the building, y'all. Big Rob's in the building now. Sweet Lowe's in the building, y'all. Crystal, she in the building, huh? Trina Boo's in the building, y'all. Tavana's in the building, yeah. Angie is in the building, y'all. Now where you been? It's been a year, baby. I ain't seen you. You know I miss you. Baby, let me love you back to sleep once more. And I know we don't speak no more. I just wanna tell you I'm sorry for fucking around with teaching indicators. All the took the pieces indicators. And all these bitches on the never figure. I just want you to love me. Baby, don't test me. You know I do it. You want me to say your name, girl? Okay, Gucci. Just let me ride. Let me fuck you back to sleep, girl. Oh, don't say a word, don't you talk. I'm staring at your figure. So I just wanna see you strip right now. Hell yeah! Come on, let me work it out. Whoa! But DJ Steve will be my cup, girl. 'Cause I want you. Whoa! Yeah. Come on. I've had a little bit too much, girl. So come over here. Whoa! There's something in this liquor. Come on. The air is getting thicker. All I wanna do, all I want is you. Said all I wanna do is drink it, drink, drink it. All I'm trying to do is drink it, drink, drink it. All I wanna do is drink it, drink, drink it. All I wanna do is drink it, drink, drink it. Wait a minute! Hell yeah! Frank Rice in the building, y'all. 25's in the building. But I know some dangerous people. See ya! I don't care, no see no evil. Cookie! But I know some dangerous people. Alright! I don't care, no see no evil. But I know some dangerous people. 23rd! I don't care, no see no evil. Alright! But I know some dangerous people. Big up! Big up! Yeah! Yeah! I don't care, no see no evil. Tom, but I know some dangerous people. Hey, Serene, I don't care, no see no evil. Do I not? But I know some dangerous people. Hey, I don't Everything going on, I've been stolen like Jehovah. 3 in the morning, tell them T. Floyd told ya. I got my niggas on from top, bring it down. Blazed up, the living and raising up. I love the streets, but I hate a fucking traitor. Swing around me now, then I'm a different traitors later. Fuck them suckers, they're red duckers. Trust me, Jack, they some pain motherfuckers. My flow's a miracle like Croc the Red Sea. Still my lyrical, yeah, my shit is for me. Couldn't hit them niggas big, they can't, but my niggas was stopping their base.
Just one more time, baby. Body be the move. One on the toss here. Yeah. Hey, it's never too much. The words that I live by, 'cause that's just how I do. So I lit it up like that. You should wanna go with me too. Said I know we can pray. But I live the life that most can only dream about. Whoa, won't you come be my dream girl? Now, and pick a fantasy and let me work it out. And they call, baby, where you wanna go? What you wanna do? I say we're living it like we own it, own it, own it. Until we're on top of the world. All I need is you. We're living it like we own it, own it, own it. Hey, babadoo, babadoo, boobadee, babadoo. It's Shantae, babadoo, babadoo, boobadee, hey. Hey, Blue, hey, babadoo, babi, boobadee, babadoo, boobadee, babadoo. Hey, Sha, hey, babadoo, babadoo, boobadee, babadoo, boobadee. It's time, work, 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 work. Come on, work your body, body, move your body, body, shake your body, body, twerk your body, body, move your body, body, shake your body, body, twerk your body, body, move your body, body, lead your body, body, love your body, body, twerk your body, body, move your body, body, shake your body, body, move your body, body. Hey, Maya, hold it, beat, beat, beat. Tiana. How long it's gonna take for you to bring that ass here? Right here. No, right here. Hold it. Body rich, rich. Hey, baby. A nigga heist in the party. Hey, pop, pop, roll. Body rich, big, Frank White. Tops up. How long it's gonna take for you to bring that ass here? A sweet Lisa. Party for my main man Jay. Shout, you better walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk. Hey, you better walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk today. You better walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk. And she, you better walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk with the. Who are we to come from? We come from fighting some free. We come to learn. Who are we to come from? We come from fighting some free. We come to learn. Excuse us when we think.
some women, they're
Hey,
right.
look, don't stress with
It
the
don't
female.
happen as much
Please
with the G-spot.
Make sure I did look at the package before to make sure that I was like, okay, that's decent. I can do that. I can do that. Yes, you know.
Ain't no race in the world been through what Black African Americans have been through. But also that came along with the program, came along with this and the fear. The least amount of power. Yeah, the least amount of power. You gonna take that. Because the reason I'm asking you a question, can the president make a law?
to that Capitol. That was an affront to anybody that's in here that ever said, I'm American.
For years, hundreds of years, white people always felt that it's not theirs and they can take it.
All right. 9812 Scareaway Road. Welcome everybody to the Real Shop Talk. 9812 Scareaway Road is the address for the Just Right Barber Lounge. Also next door is Just Right Barber Hair Studio. Just Right Hair Studio. Just Right Hair Studio. Got most of the fellas in here. Got also Big Moon is in the building with us, ladies and gentlemen. And today we are talking about, I'm going to turn things over to Juice. Juice will introduce it. Let y'all know what we got to take about tonight. Juice.
And yeah, something that me and Alex and we had discussed a little earlier, just talking about relationship baggage. Like, you know, in other words, how, you know, sometimes men and women can bring baggage from old relationships into new relationships and don't realize how much it can hinder the, you know, the new process of maybe dating or courting or whatever it is, you know, this new individual, just based on, you know, how what may have happened or things that have happened in your past relationship, and you don't bring closure to those before you move on to something else. So if anything slightly reminds you of someone else or just something that, you know, someone that you had dated prior had, you know, is doing or has done, you know what I'm saying, then you kind of, you know, take it out on the person that you're currently involved with. So, you know, that's one of the things we spoke on today.
Juice, and just kind of give us some examples of what baggage could potentially go into some relationships.
I mean, you know, one of the main ones for, you know, some women, I'm not even going to get on cheating, because I know that's not a huge thing for, you know, say both parties, but I'm going to just say the way individuals speak to one another. Just the way you converse with one another can really change the way you look at a person by the way they talk to you, the words they use, and the demeanor that they're using. And if you know, for men, some men like rowdy women, some men don't. So if it's a woman who, you know what I'm saying, every time they talk to you, they're cursing at you to get their point across, you know what I'm saying, that might be a red flag or something. Who knows? You maybe something you went through, you know what I'm saying, when you were younger, and you just at the point in your life where, like, you know, that's not what I'm going through anymore. I mean, then, you know, the big one for a lot of women may be cheating, or, you know, guys, you know, not putting in 100% effort, like, with them, you know, per se.
So, Juice, let me add to what you were saying, man, and you say that, you know, in addition to those things that you said, you talk about baggage, you have, from a guy standpoint, being bad with money, bringing into a relationship, not handling with money, not saving with money, just experiencing money frivolously. You got dudes that sloppy, they don't keep the house, they leave their stuff all around, and, you know, and women, you know, they got some of the same bad issues, you know, they come into the relationship sometimes thinking that a man's going to take care of them. They don't have proper respect for the marriage. So we'll go around the room and we're going to Uncle Jim. Jim, what you consider baggage, and your thoughts from the top?
You know, insecurities is definitely never good when they bring that to the next relationship or any relationship. You know, it seems like take it out on him. And everything that she's been through look like what she's going through. So sometimes they always what she see, or he. You know, sometimes they always what he sees.
What you got, Boom? I see you over there. What you got, Boom?
I'm gonna just touch on what Knox said, but you know what? When we look at baggage, though, y'all, be real clear though. There's some good baggage that we don't never ever discuss, because when we look at baggage, we hinder you because another nigga did X, Y, and Z, or another female did X, Y, and Z. But I feel like if you go and date a person, and this is just off me, if you go and date a person, you should recognize baggage far off, not too far off, but you should recognize baggage before you get in a relationship with a person. But people ignore all the signals, the flags and shit, and they just jump into a relationship regardless of the baggage, regardless of what they make sense.
That's because they want to get in a relationship. But when I look at it, I use the example of you got on one scale, you look at people, and just from a male's perspective, you go out, you doing something, and woman, where you at? What you doing? Now a male considers you clocking my time.
Right.
But on the other hand, a good baggage is that you got somebody who cares about your well-being and where you're at.
That's
So-
only if that's the case, though, right?
So,
That's only if that's the case. That might
no, but hold on. It's all based on perspective. The way you look at it, you may look at it, and god dang, she always clocking and she cleaning.
Well, that's the conversation y'all need to have.
Yeah, but on the other hand, the way she look at it is, I'm worried. You know what I mean? I see the news, she could be a worried word.
And women are like that.
Yeah, I see the news. I know police out here with the black on black crime, but then no police on black crime.
Yeah, shit makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? So you got that going on, and you look at it, and she's like, okay, I'm just worried about him. He goes out here every day.
Right.
I know how difficult it is for him as a male. He goes out here every day, and what could happen to him? I want my baby to come home,
Right.
or I at least want to be able to talk to him. So I mean, it is, and I trust and believe. I've seen both sides of the spectrum. I've seen the side with like, dang, you clocking my time. I told you I was gonna be here. I'm doing this, and you still calling me, and I'm doing where I told you I was gonna be.
Right.
But on the other hand, I gotta think, she just worked. So it's a balance. It's something we gotta talk about.
I think it's a discussion you need to have with your folks, because when you have these conversations with people, you subside the anxiety and maybe some of the insecurities. And you got to know who you with before you just like indulge in a relationship and bring any of the shit you got with you. You know what I'm saying? Because you got baggage too. Not saying all baggage is bad, like I stated in the beginning. But shit, bro. If she's looking out for your well-being, want to know where you at, and just to calm her nerves, so she can just sit in the bed and just be like, okay, he's dead, this, dead, and the third. I think you should do that shit.
So then, with that being said, then is it how many phone calls constitute? I'm just worried about you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I feel like I think every situation is different. If she called her old boyfriend 4 or 5 times and he never answered, at what point in time, like you don't gotta call me 4 or 5 times if I tell you.
That's like I said too. That's a communication.
But and a comprehension.
That's
Like,
a conversation.
Thank you.
you know me, we can communicate all day, but if we ain't comprehending,
That's very true.
That's true.
like I need you to comprehend, understand what I'm trying to tell you. Because a lot of people talk. Some people just fucking talk. You just talk, and then I can't really help. Insecurities a lot of them deal with self though.
That's what.
So you gotta break your own insecurities down first. Because I mean, men have them.
What?
Yeah,
we have.
So let me ask everybody something. You get in a relationship, and of course you into that. You go into a relationship, you into that nostalgia period. Everything is rosy, everything's good. You know what I'm saying?
The honeymoon
stage.
Beginning stage, still going out to eat. Okay.
6 months in, 7, 8 months in, and then
Still
the baggage
problem.
start coming out. She blaming you for some shit her father did, and in a specific situation.
Man, you went right to father.
Let me set it up. She blaming you for some shit her father did, or some love she didn't get from her mother, and you trying to figure out where it come from. How you handling it? Are you staying or are you leaving?
What was you talking about before you got to the point where you are now? If you don't have conversation, you don't communicate from the jump. You know what I'm saying? You don't communicate from the jump like, hey, yo, this, that, the third. Y'all getting to know each other. Sometimes we just move past that shit and we just trying to crank it.
Everybody don't spill it in up
But
front.
then you will always fall victim to shit like that.
Everybody don't put their good face on. Who's gonna come out when you first meet? Who's gonna come out when you first meet? Hey, I got daddy issues.
No, it's questions.
No.
It's questions. We have a conversation.
Okay.
It's conversation though, Day. The wording of how people answer your questions tell you a lot about what the fuck they talking about. Like if you say, "Girl, what you eat today?" and then bro, what you eat today? And he's like, "Man, shit." And you can tell a negative comment response to a lot of the shit that you ask these motherfuckers.
Boom, not necessarily for the negative shit though, boom.
It's not necessarily negative.
I
don't necessarily have to be negative. It can be your word.
How would you frame a question to a girl about if she got daddy issues? How would you frame that question?
If you got daddy issues?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have to ask you, do you have daddy issues? I ask you something else, and daddy issues come out in that shit. Like I ask you something like pertaining to like
when you first meet. Now we're talking when you first meet.
Yeah, when you first meet, you want to know if she got daddy issues. Just be around her and see how she responds to a man.
Hold on, but that's the lost
to a man.
Hold on. That's the lost art. To piggyback on what Boone is, a lot of people don't know what dating is. A part of dating is you trying to get to know and understand who the person is.
That's it.
What's that? People go from me talking to them to jumping directly into a relationship.
Exactly.
And not getting to understand who the person is, understanding they
2 months, that's my boyfriend.
You go to people, it's couples right now. They can't even tell each other what's their favorite color. What's their favorite color? That's a part of dating. Yeah. People don't
favorite color. Gotta have a conversation.
Yeah, you gotta have a conversation.
You gotta do favorite movie. Guess what? Before you get hired, you have a fucking interview, and they want to know how you gonna answer these questions based on what kind of wording are you going to use, what type of input you got, what type of insight you have to these questions. If your answers are fucked up, they be like, no, this nigga's toxic, or this person is toxic, I can't deal with it. Or you learn what you can and cannot deal with. You know what I'm saying?
First of all,
hold on.
Go ahead.
I definitely want to tap in on this.
Go ahead.
So I feel like when it comes to dating, you only beat the person that they want you to be for the first 6 months.
The representative.
The representative.
The representative.
After 6 months, you need the real person. I feel like the first 6 months, people pretend to be exactly what you want them to be until the real them come out and they tired of pretending. Okay. So I strongly feel that, and I've actually been in a relationship like that. It's so crazy y'all say women with daddy issues. But men are damaged and have daddy issues. I literally just got out of a relationship where, at first I thought it was like a grieving thing because his dad passed away. But then as we started going on in the relationship, he was like, and my father, and then he ain't leave us shit, he ain't do this, he ain't do that, and blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, your father got 24 children. Literally, this man has 24 fucking children. What do you expect this man to do? What did you want him to leave for you?
So let me ask you this. In a situation like that, you get a guy that just like that, you meet his representative, that's a great way to put it. You met his representative 6 months in, you really, really like the person that you met 6 months in. Are you turning, walking away when this shit start coming out?
I left. I couldn't deal with it. It was too many issues. It was too many issues to the point where I started calling him a lemon because I said his ass was bitter and I couldn't deal with it. For real. And then it would turn out to be like, then he was so bitter because his childhood was bad, and I understand that because sometimes when it come to men, y'all loyalty be to y'all friends and y'all women before it be to y'all family. But that's only because of the situations y'all go through when y'all are younger. Sometimes y'all friends was there for y'all and y'all family weren't. So when it comes to that, that's how he was. But I got an uncle like that too. And we have family events all the time. We're very a family-oriented family, but he won't come to nothing, like at all. And that's the same way that the guy was that I was there. He hated his family. He didn't want to deal with it.
So Pumpkin, let me ask you to chime in since she with us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Pumpkin in the building. Got her toes popping and everything. I ain't know it was like that.
Come on, sexy lady.
I didn't know it. Y'all got the both of y'all. Okay. Anyway,
I hear you, Christine.
You a year in, right? Get 6 months. They gave you their representative for like a year. You feeling? I'm talking about y'all at the point you spending the night at his house. Y'all talking about next level, and then all of a sudden, a year and day one in, little things start popping out. And you kind of recognize it because you've seen it before. Are you going to work with the dude? Or are you just going to be like, you know what, nah, I've seen this, we ain't even going to let this go where it's going to go. Fuck that, I'm out of here. How you going to act?
Me, I would work with him, but it would have, it depends on to what level. But I'm good for being coming up magician. I'm good for coming up medicine.
Stood in the corner and shit.
Say that one more time, Pop.
I say depending on how, you know, strong the relationship is. But I'm good for coming up medicine. So, you know, if it don't feel right, it ain't right. I'm definitely a feeling type person. A year ain't that long for me to where it goes. It's the end all be all.
Right.
So,
Tay, how you gonna act, man? You got a year and some change in, and then that mask come off, that representative, that shit just go out the door, and then you start seeing.
I'm not really gonna be surprised by nothing that. I take my time to study a woman.
That's exactly right.
I take my time, I study before I even get engaged, indulged in any activity. Before we even probably go out into an event.
So what are you studying though?
Or
but
the way you speak, the way you carry yourself.
Well, so we
break it down, analyze, just like when you put on a film when you study it.
I get it. So we talked about that at the very beginning. The first thing we said is, you know, how a woman responds, how she talks. Like if you get a woman who, you know, curses all the time and if you hear her always being disrespectful to everybody, it's only a matter of time before she try you. And you know, I can't let you try me. You know? Not juicy.
No, you're not gonna embarrass her.
No, we're not doing public. We're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? But men do it too. So that's when I said when you say you're studying them, how do you we talking about the representative? So the representative can be sweet.
It's always a red flag. It's always red
flag. Y'all choose to
know
it. It could be right in front of your face and you choose to say, you know what, move that out the way.
Move
it out the way.
That's a part of the nation. I definitely did that. I definitely
You ignored it because you like it.
But no, it wasn't that. It's because I knew his family.
Okay.
So then his sister would say like, you know, all of us fucked up. And then she'd laugh and I'd be like, what the hell is wrong with all y'all is fucked up? Like, you know, and then you said with the cursing thing, you know, I curse a lot. My grandmother cursed more than a sailor.
Right.
I curse, but I know how to be a woman. I'm never going to, first one thing about me, I'm never going to make my child, I'm never going to embarrass my child in front of nobody. Because ain't nobody going to treat my child no type of way. So that's the same way I have with my man. I'm not going to be out in public and disrespect this man, but when we go in the house, I'm going to tell you when you're wrong. It ain't going to be no argument. I'm not the type of person that's, if something happens on Tuesday, I'm not going to wait till Saturday to talk about it. But I'm not going to start no argument on Tuesday. I'm going to be like, look, we can be watching TV, I'm like, look, that shit you did earlier, I ain't like that.
Tony funny.
Straight like that. Straight to the point. I don't like that. Please don't do that again.
Now watch this for the women. Tell me, Nia, Pumpkin, y'all can both chime in, and our ladies, we got Christina Wallace, Christina Crow. Ladies, y'all can chime in too on this. I know ladies can be emotional. This is what I've been told. I'm not assuming, but this is just what I've been told and what I've heard.
God put a lot of
if his wood game is like that,
oh shit.
Does that buy him more time?
No.
I call bullshit, but go ahead. Go ahead.
So listen.
I call bullshit, but go ahead.
I have 6 brothers. I'm my only granddaughter. I got old boy cousins. I don't care about none of that. I didn't even lose my virginity till I was 18. I didn't even care about sex. Sex is a mind over money thing. A mind over thing. If it's not on my mind, I ain't worried about it. You get what I'm saying? That's just me. I can't speak for the next female. But I come across a lot of emotional men.
That's a fact too.
But see, that's how the balance works. Because if you're not super emotional, then you're going to find somebody that's super emotional. And then sometimes, because of the way I am, I don't understand. So don't y'all be like, man, she be tripping. I don't know what the fuck wrong with her. I've been in that situation. Like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Like, we always beefing. I'm so chill. I'm so laid back. I'm about business. I don't have time. I didn't got accused of doing this. Don't play on my character. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a mother. I lead by example. don't play with me. Either you gonna see what I'm about. I'm not about keep proving myself that I'm fucking with you.
Real life.
Either you gonna see it or you not, or I'm done.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
as simple as that.
Punky, where you at? Does that buy you some time to like to deal with, you know, the bullshit? You know, where you at?
The wood don't buy time. I feel like, you know, it comes and it goes. It's not a wood that can hold me spiritually, you know, or sacrifice my peace for a wood. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Girl,
because you gotta be the type of woman that realizes that it's other men out here. I had clients that have been in like really bad relationships, and I'm not gonna speak on it, but I had to tell this one young lady, like, do you realize that the love you put out is not the love that you're receiving? Do you know that it's men out here that can love you the same way that you love? Just because you love this man and he knocking you upside your head, that shit ain't love. Because do you knock him outside his head when you say you love him? And she said no. I said, well, baby girl, that your answer.
I got a question. How do we know what love is? What do we learn that from?
That's a great
Life.
That's a strong
Life experiences. And it's not even relationship
she
love.
hit you hard.
It's friendship love. It's friendship.
When do you start learning?
What do you mean? Every day.
My question was very
you know
direct.
what make you feel good, right? And you know what make you love,
Okay,
right?
so what about...
So something that continuously makes you feel good, you're gonna love it.
Well, I'm gonna challenge you on that. I'm gonna challenge you on that.
Okay, I'm listening.
Because all our ideologies are formed at a very early age. So what if I was getting knocked upside my head from an early age, and then my daddy came back, baby, you know I love you. So in my mind, I start formulating that that's what love is. So,
that is definitely the case, but at the same time, you have to realize that if you don't push that same type of love out, you don't have to receive it.
But to
It's
Tony's
a
point,
mental thing.
Yeah, to Tony's point,
she right,
if you
It is a mental
never
thing.
have
It
seen,
is a mental thing.
if you've never seen what love is, and that's all you've seen,
How do you know?
and that's all you're able to show, you could potentially be looking at it that this is love. You're not smacking me upside my head, because there are women that get abused, and it means that if you're not hitting me upside my head, you don't love me.
But what was very specific about what she said that make you feel good.
So on the flip side, though, I
You
know
get smacked
women.
upside your head, they make you
So
feel
boom,
good.
I know women who you can give a compliment to, be like, hey, you look very nice today.
Can't take it.
Who can't take a compliment because they don't know that type of love. I know women you can take them out.
Love, though.
No, that's a form.
That's a form.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
Because your love language is words of affirmation, not a love language.
Yeah.
So telling someone they look very nice today is a word of
That's a
affirmation.
word of affirmation. That is love.
It's a love language, but it's not love.
Right. It's
If I-
definitely not.
Like a cough is not a cold,
And
but it comes from a cold.
Or it could be
That's a
more.
symptom.
So then I ask you, what is love?
What is love? It got to do with
So
love.
don't tell me what it got to do with what is love.
It's
What
an
is love?
emotion.
It is definitely emotion.
It's an
Definitely
emotion.
That's driven by what?
Feelings.
Well, it can't be. Let me tell you
I
why.
think love. Look, guess what? Love.
You can't go by what feel good. You can't judge love by because it feel good. That's why we got it's girls.
What's
They
your
talking about
understanding?
It's girls.
What is your understanding?
Damn.
Let him
talk. God damn, let him talk.
I wasn't the only one talking, motherfucker. So
I'm
don't
talking
even
about
say- Hey, so go. We asked the question.
It's talk, man.
You ain't know your coach.
Hey, yo, that nigga love me because what he said. He love all this shit on tape.
Hold on. So we gonna take it back? No.
Only thing I was gonna comment on the feeling good because you have young girls out here that get their first experience of sex and it feel good and they think that that's love. They think that every nigga they meet, they gotta show them that I love him so he won't leave. And they have sex because it feel good. Feel it?
That's interpretation.
Why they feel good?
Because she loves sex.
That's
She might
right.
say.
Sex not a feeling.
Hold on, what you said? Come on, you say love every dude that give it, but what I'm saying is she loves sex. She need to be properly assessed.
So, you right, Boom. You right. All right, so I want to respond to Boom. Boom. You're right. She does love sex.
Right.
But in her interpretation, sex is love to her.
Because it felt good.
So
That's what I'm saying.
If I'm not
It ain't
getting
right.
certain sex, then you're not feeding what love is to me. So everyone in this room, something has to be fed in you for you to feel that emotion of love. If that's not being fed, whatever that is for you individually, you're gonna feel like, oh, that person don't love me,
Right.
or she don't love me no more because she's no longer feeding
Right.
what needs to be fed for you to feel love.
Hey, Tony, so going to the chat, Tarika says, love can be masked. A person can love you based on what you do for them and say to them. However,
But that's not
when
real love.
trouble comes in the relationship, will love keep you there?
Was that love or lust?
That's in like.
That's from the chat.
That's
That's
like,
not in
that's
love.
deep, that's deep
in
like.
like.
That's deep like.
I'm deeply in like what you.
Hey,
That's in life. What you got, Juice?
I'm gonna go back to something that Knox say all the time. Like, it's weird when you start to talk about love because a lot of people love with conditions.
100%.
When that shit unconditionally, you love them. Like, there are times when you look at people and be like, why you with him? He only got, she ain't worried about what he got. Cause he love her, she love him, and she feels like we gonna work through whatever together. But when you start loving with conditions, it ain't really like that. You love, I love you, but I love you, but if you lose your job,
That ain't love.
I'm out. That's what I'm saying. When the mask come on,
We got pumpkin.
but that's all I'm saying.
That's very good, pumpkin. That's all
We
very
got pumpkin.
good.
I was saying, like, does that apply after the mask come off? So after the mask come off, now that's the love with no conditions, unconditional love. So now I took my mask off. Are you still gonna love me? You know, now that I took my mask off.
So, but I also feel like when people get this misconstrued, just because I leave you don't mean I don't love you. I don't have to stay with you to continue loving you.
I guess I'm talking about the work that you put in.
But that's what I'm saying. Putting in extra work,
Yeah, so
like you already know.
That goes.
Like it goes without saying. When you have that, I'm not even gonna use the word love. I'm gonna say you got a strong feeling and infatuation for someone. Because love, I think that shit gotta grow. I feel like that part grows into the relationship, and then one day you look up and you be like, damn, I'm doing shit that I never thought I'd do. I think she might got me.
And another thing, I feel like sometimes women fall faster for men than men fall for women.
Yeah.
And then I also believe that a man don't love you until you don't love him. I'm a strong believer in that.
So how you feel if you tell a man you love him and he don't tell you you love you back?
I'll never say it first.
Why?
Why?
Because I don't.
But what if you feel
why?
like
I just
that?
don't.
But
So even if you feel it, you won't express it.
No.
Damn.
So you
Want
out.
me to tell you why though?
yeah, please.
That's baggage.
Nowadays, no, that ain't baggage.
I gotta move to the stage for this
Yes, you
conversation.
Nowadays, love ain't the same. I'm 35 years
So
old.
love changed with time?
Nah, hell yeah.
No, love is love. Love ain't gonna ever change.
baby, listen.
I agree. I kind of. No, I gotta hear this shit. I gotta hear this shit. I was thinking this shit earlier.
Let her finish.
Wait.
No. I have friends that say they in relationships, right? But that shit don't be no relationship. This, you know what I'm saying? It's no loyalty out here anymore. Back in the day, when I was younger, love was different. This shit they do, man, all this, they go out, hanging out, laying together, chilling together, kissing, acting like boyfriend and girlfriend. But then as soon as y'all not in each other's sight, y'all doing whatever y'all want to do. Me personally, I grew up in a two-parent household. I didn't see shit like that. So now that I'm older and I'm a single mother, I'm very suspect about the type of energy I keep around me and my child. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be out here all pressed for love and this, that, and the third. If it's gonna come, it's gonna come. But at the same time, I have to find somebody that's kind of on the same wave as me now. It's like it's different. It's like back then, you can be with somebody and go through the struggle and y'all build each other up and have each other back, right? But at the same time, nowadays, if you got somebody back, you look goofy. Like, how the fuck you look goofy? We supposed to be a team. But at the same time, that's when you know that that's an I in that team. It ain't a we. You know what I'm saying? It's not us. It's not us, it's them.
I got some heavy on
So that's what it is. So that's why nowadays, even if I am feeling somebody, I'm not gonna tell you I love you. So you can say.
Let me get Tony rebuttal.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so it's scaffolding, right? First part is, you say you grew up in a two-parent household and you didn't see it. Just because you didn't see it doesn't mean it wasn't happening. Your parents just did a good job of making sure that didn't come home to their doorstep. That's one. Twofold, love ain't gonna ever change. People's interpretations of love may change.
Right.
But love is gonna be love. From day one until this world never exists, love is what it is. Now how you interpret it is different.
This is what I think. This is what I believe. I believe that, see, that's funny. Because I believe that love, right? I believe like love is, like you got a love language, right? Might not be mine.
Correct.
Right? Might not be mine. But if you meet a person who genuinely, now not with a mask on, but genuinely speak your language, and she speak yours, genuinely, I feel like then you can discover what real love is, because y'all moving in the same, on the same. But a lot of times, my interpretation of love, you loving me, I need gifts, I need this, I need that. You may need that, this, and that, right? Hold on. But you give it, y'all both give it 100%. But you loving me the way you were raised,
right.
And I'm loving you the way I was raised.
Now pause right there. Pause right there. Because it goes back to my initial question. How and when do you learn what love is and how to love?
And that's what let me chime in on that real quick. And that's why I just said I have to find someone like-minded like me, or at least raised like me, without it being a problem.
Absolutely.
Because guess what? People that was raised on love and people that was raised on survival, we different.
Let me ask you this. So, according to what you said, you gotta find somebody like-minded like you, correct?
Right.
Like-minded like you.
Right.
So then you all will never tell each other you love each other, because you ain't gonna say the first day.
Guess what?
So when do you find out when you love each other? Who's gonna be the bigger person to say I love you?
Whoever. But my last relationship, he told me he loved me first, and I felt it. And I was like, yeah, I love you.
So I'm
you know what I'm saying? Like,
so hold time out. So you needed to hear from him first.
One at a time.
Hey, Juice, can I tell her the truth about herself?
So let me tell you something. Hold on, real quick. Though. You can't tell me nothing about me because I know you don't know me. You going off what I'm saying. Like everything that I'm saying right now could be a loaded right. You get what I'm saying? You don't know it.
Right.
So I think
it's real talk.
you have to find somebody that's like you, that was raised like you. That shit is not going to work. I'm telling you. Because guess what? At the end of the day, you're going to get views, you're going to get courage. Because see, the thing is, it's more so like a loyalty, love type of thing. So I learned that once your loyalty to a person is over, so is they love. So some people can be in love with the things that you do for them versus, or somebody can be in love with the way that you make them feel versus actually be exactly instead of being in love with you. They can be like, man, this nigga, every time I'm going through something here in my corner, oh my God, girl, he's so like that. You know what I'm saying? The whole time, you in love with how he's making you feel. And then all earth, he can be a shitty ass nigga on there.
You said that earlier too.
But that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing. It's all on the person.
First of all, I just think you should base a relationship on love. You can love anybody. You can't be in a relationship. You can't be in a relationship with anybody.
Right.
A relationship is built on compatibility. Love is just a thing that.
So hold on. No, I'm just agreeing with you. I'm just agreeing with you.
What else I say?
No, I'm just agreeing with you because the fact of the matter is that goes back to what I originally said about dating. About dating, the purpose of you dating is to find out if that person is worth your time and it's worth you some that going out and wanting to further your relationship with that person.
Here's a problem with that. Dating. First of all, everybody can have the same motive. Everybody don't date to find out something. Like you said earlier, some people dating just to get the goodies. Sometimes she dating just to get the goodies. It ain't all you can't. The word dating is overrated.
But you didn't listen.
Not the problem with that is people ain't being upfront. People ain't keeping it 100.
Like what you looking for?
People ain't keeping it 100.
No, if you're not looking for, you know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, if you're not looking for something super duper solid, like you may be like, look, I like you, I'm interested in you, but I'm not about to be just 100% committed to you and only you. And if you, but now on the flip side, you gotta, once you say this, you gotta understand that what's gonna come with the woman once you tell her, I'm not 100%, listen, I like you, but I ain't really with the everything you looking for. And now you give her the option to choose, and if she chooses, okay, I'm cool because I still like you.
But you,
if you let,
you know that's
all that upfront and honest.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you why.
And you don't get it.
Don't go that smooth.
And don't go that smooth. I'm gonna tell you why I don't go that smooth. The whole premise of the show, insecurity. The nigga ain't being honest because he's insecure. Because whole time
their ego don't want you to know that she fucking you, Juice, and Rodney. So what you gonna do is you gonna be in a relationship with her, and her. You in a relationship with all three of them, and all three of them.
They don't know each other. They don't know it. They don't know each other.
So
First of all, don't nobody know. They can say it up front all they want. That ain't real life. Y'all not talking about reality. You ain't talking about real life. What you say up front don't mean nothing, and you don't give nobody a permission to walk away. It's her job. It's his job to do her homework, read your notes, those clues that you read, that's right there, and you gotta make a decision like, okay, everybody in life you meet, you put him in a box. You write on the box, okay, this nigga got money, he good in bed, he ain't shit. So when you get that box, you already know what you're dealing with. You cannot be surprised or shocked. You can't be surprised or shocked or nothing like that.
So that goes both ways. I know a girl that actually was engaged for what she was somebody for like 9 years. She was engaged for 3. And I kept saying, so when you gonna start playing for the wig? You know what she said to me? Bitch, I'm still having fun. I ain't getting married to them. I thought that was the wildest shit in the world I ever heard in my life. I thought that was the craziest thing I ever heard, but that's just my perception of shit. Because other bitches probably be like, yeah, bitch, keep that another ring like you ready. You know, you got those type of goofy, I mean, not saying they goofy, but you got those type of friends.
It works.
You know what I'm saying?
It works.
So let me ask a broad question.
Shut the fucking door.
Everybody still seems to have. Everybody has understanding. Everybody has understanding. Hold on, listen to the question. Listen to the question. Everybody has their understanding of what they feel a relationship is, what they feel a relationship ain't. We hearing relationship, don't get in a relationship because you're in love, or love don't dictate a relationship, or what is everybody's understanding? I want to take this around the room so we can kind of maybe get a bar of what we feel a relationship is. So let's start with Rodney. Rodney, you've been kind of quiet. Rodney, what's the criteria for a relationship?
For him.
Let me ask a question.
Real quick.
Is you talking about a healthy relationship or just a relationship in general?
A healthy male and female
Okay,
relationship. Exclusive. It's just about us. That's it.
Okay,
now,
there we
real
go.
quick.
Because it's y'all two, y'all was a good team right there. When I reevaluate my question when you asked me, I want to be able to do it. Yeah, I saw you right there.
See, that's kind of a setup because what's a healthy? What one considers a healthy relationship?
Everybody's throwing something hot, and we saying we making something.
I think everyone has their own interpretation of what a healthy relationship is.
What's
your healthy relationship?
Hold on, right.
Healthy relationship to me is two people who enter into an understanding that this is what they're looking for. They know, for lack of a better word, they have an understanding of who they are and what they're looking for to grow. Well, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, I already know that in this phase of my life, that this person accents or benefits me or helps me move forward to become better. That's what I consider a healthy relationship. Now, on the other hand,
That's it.
Is that Juice? What you got?
I ain't know. No, thank you, Knox. I appreciate it.
Wow, this shit.
Juice, what you got?
What was that though, yeah? Right, you ain't gotta take that shit.
No, I understand it. You know what I'm saying? When I do it, I get cut out, but I'm like, thank you.
All right, we on Juice. Juice, what you got, Juice?
I mean, outside of companionship, I'm gonna say somebody who sees in you what you don't sometimes see in yourself.
I like that.
And personally, like everybody can't see your inequalities. They see what's on the outside. They see, if you only can see what everybody else sees in me, then we probably ain't gonna mesh. Cause it's at times you gonna see the representative, but if it's somebody who can see deeper inside of you, like you always see, you hear women say, like, I know the good in him. We know some people who say that all the time. I see the good in him. And they willing to, now granted, I don't expect no woman to stick through no bunch of bullshit. But there are times that she see the shit in you that you don't see in yourself, or she's able to push you to places that you might not push yourself. Because like it or not, it's always somebody in the background shoving you to do the thing, and vice versa. The male got to be interested.
But when men do that, then it's like you're building. They feel like they're building you when they see
but time out. Stop. So the only reason I'm gonna disagree with that is because that's not what men do.
Yeah, men don't go in relationships.
Men ain't going into a relationship going, I'm building you.
No,
Fuck that. At the end of the day, the reason that you're interested in her, the reason that you're even willing to put the time in with her is because you want to see her build. If that ain't somebody you want to see grow and do things better than what they already doing, then 9 times out of 10, that's probably not the person that's truly for you.
Yeah.
Like if all you see in me is negativity, we're probably going to clash, because while you may only see negative, both of them see all the positives in me. Now, that's not saying that they don't address the negative, but they see so much of the positive that's what you hear. You hear more positives. When your energy is draining, that's for male or female, because I think relationships are energy. I feel like relationships are energy driven. If I feel like every time we talk is my God.
Boom. Healthy relationship to me is you gotta know yourself first. Like Jesus said it first. You gotta know yourself first. If you don't know yourself, you can't really give what you're supposed to give to a person. And then once you know yourself, you know what you don't and do like. So you don't put up with bullshit, or you can say, babe, this ain't gonna work out. I know you doing you and shit, but you cool, I fuck with it. But that ain't my vibe. But a healthy relationship is when the mask come off, cause that's how you know yourself. When the mask come off, then you know yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't put them up. No one come out of bondage and put themselves back in it. I'm not doing no shit like that. So once my mask come off, this is who you gonna get all the time. And I don't have no fucking mask. Fuck a mask. I used to wear one, but I don't wear that shit no more. And you're not gonna make me put it on because that shit was miserable. So being miserable like that doesn't help no relationship. So that shit gotta come off on her and on you. And it happens with conversation, communication, and maturity to be corrected. So if you're willing to grow together, that's a healthy relationship. That means, and when I mean grow together, I mean I can say, I don't want to fuck with that, and you be like, yeah, that shit is fucked up. Right? Yeah. That's growing together, where you can correct me, I can correct you. You ain't got no insecurity about it. You ain't got no, damn, you talking to me like I'm some fucking kid.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I'm gonna build.
Hold on. And then, this is motherfucking time. We'll go to a commercial, we'll be right back.
Talk time is over, man. He did the same way to music. Talk time is over. I'm gonna make mine quick before I get the music in the background. But real talk.
Speed that shit up, B.
For me, it's very simple. Y'all, it's too elaborate. Clear, concise communication.
True.
Knowing yourself will change from day to day, year to year. We are ever evolving, ever changing individuals.
Right. Yes.
Who the fuck I was at 3 o'clock may not be the same person at 4:30.
It's bipolar.
It's not bipolar. Because I may have experienced something at 3 o'clock that changed my outlook on the world for 4:30. We're ever evolving, ever changing. We have to be able to clearly communicate. And that means sometimes we may not agree. And we just have to agree to disagree and understand that, you know what, I understand your perspective, you understand my perspective. We may come to some common ground on it, but being able to communicate how I'm feeling, how you feeling, and be able to move on. The biggest problem with life, any relationships, friendships, marriages, people don't know how to communicate. All right, he told me my time was up.
Stop playing. Fucking with you.
What you got, Jim?
He said a healthy relationship.
This is gonna be interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, get your popcorn. This is gonna be real.
It is. Woo!
I can't wait to get this. You have the whole floor.
Damn.
Everybody be quiet.
All right, you give me a snack then. This is gonna be a while.
See, that's why we come in a relationship, because that.
You don't speak your love language, bro.
Hey, to me, it's like yin and yang, man. You gotta be compatible, man. You gotta be able to, like, she gotta fill in your blank, and you gotta be able to fill in her blank. And you gotta wanna do it.
What is that like?
And not only do you gotta wanna do it, they gotta wanna.
What if that blank changes 2 years from now? What if that blank changes? We were compatible in 2012, But now in 2014, I'm not the same person. So
Compatibility. First of all, I hope you change it for the best. If you change it without, she change it without you, then y'all never meant to be together.
They're two different individuals, though.
Compatibility is something you already say. You said healthy relationship. Healthy relationship. You talk.
That's the
communication.
Get off his head.
Communication is the key.
Like, you ain't got communication.
Yeah, you ain't communicating. Ain't nobody should be changing without you.
Hey, boom. I just want to stay for the record. Tony interrupted, not can you say that?
Exactly.
And you did
Brad, what you got?
Kind of go with everyone else saying. It's a companionship thing, definitely. I like it filling in your blanks, and you know, Tony won't let anyone get their point across. But I think it's a thing where you do have to grow. People do change, and just like with love languages and things like that, you have to grow with that person, because sometimes what'll happen is if you're with someone, you might give them so much of this, they might start to realize, like, okay, they're used to it all the time, they might fill a void with the next thing. Absolutely. And that's why sometimes if you do a love language test now, and you might do one 2 years from now, it's not the same thing.
That shit changes.
And so that is part, like you said, it's part of a healthy relationship. These people who are married for 20 plus years, or whatever the case may be, if you think that I'm the same person I was at 25, that I am at 45, that I am at 65, then you crazy. So I think, yeah, you gotta, the companionship, building each other.
You talking about this goddamn companionship?
Hey man, it's real.
We come right. Let me finish. We come right.
I mean, I think that's
bullshit.
the basis.
Come back to it, Tom. Let me finish.
I think that's the basis of
the basis of divorce.
Hey,
angry today. That's the next topic.
Hold on.
Hey, Daddy, honestly,
got the floor.
my shit pretty plain and simple.
Go ahead, let me hear it.
Yep.
Never plain and simple, but go
My
ahead.
shit plain and simple.
I mean, how many relationships have you been in?
A couple.
Shit.
That ain't.
Third
We
marriage.
lied.
Alright, see? That's how I got it. Anyway, Rodney said understanding.
Good point.
Drew said inner. Mine's based on more so the acceptance. Like, it's bittersweet. You gotta accept the bullshit. You gotta deal with the bullshit. You gotta grow through the bullshit. You can't love me when I'm up and don't love me when I'm down. Vice versa. I'm gonna love you when you up.
Are you giving that same energy?
I'm giving the same energy.
Can you explain though, like when you say love me
Bullshit.
when I'm down or love me when I'm up, what do you mean?
What if a person?
Prime example. We both, let's say I was to strengthen the income. I'm making 200,000, she making 100. I lose my job. The shit reverse, roles flip. That shouldn't hinder our love, our interaction. Nothing should affect that.
Right, we're not compatible no more.
Nah, that's y'all. What I'm saying, my healthy relationship. When the shit doesn't affect it, don't matter. Don't worry about it, baby. Fucking, I got it. Shit, you held it down for 10 years. I gotta relax until I get back on track.
So one thing that
Wait.
I'm with you because I know we're going to the ladies next, but I listened to Pastor Battle one time
I
tell
listened
me
to Tony Gaston
at Zion Church, he's seen a lot of relationships survive a lot of things. But one of the main things that break relationships up are finances. So it ain't but so much you about to sit back and watch her sit home and do nothing before you say, like, I mean, I love you, but I gotta move on. And vice versa. She
I
can't.
don't want no screws.
She's like, I don't understand how some women have like guys sitting at home
Yeah,
doing nothing.
That baffles me.
But like these niggas got the. I work and I'm still trying to get the PlayStation 5, and these motherfuckers got one already. Two of them, they got two.
Grilling the shit out of
Hey, listen. Soon as the stimulus came out, they done got these joints.
They grilling
I'm working. I can't get online or nothing to get one.
They online playing the game all day.
When she leave in the morning, he's sitting right there on the game.
Hey, Jules.
Thank y'all.
We gonna
Okay.
Thank y'all for coming out. God bless. I mean, Daddy, I had
to come back
out
front.
Daddy.
Go ahead, finish
She
up.
interrupted all of us, bro.
Hold on, Bo.
You did,
Hold on,
you
Bo.
did.
She did me?
Yeah.
So yeah, that basically sum it up, big fella, for
Okay.
mine. You gotta be able to take the bitter, the sweet. If I'm off, you gotta be on. It's
I do have one question.
That's a yin and yang
How
type
long?
of
See, that's the
I do have a real question for you. I'm not even doing some little BS right now. How long are you allowed to be off before you're like, I can't keep holding it down?
It ain't.
So you holding it down for 20, 30 years?
Man, I don't give a fuck how long?
What if he get injured?
That shit ain't balanced.
Okay, I know.
Let's go once again.
Hey, look, I
Cause
just
she did 2 years, cause she held it down.
Hey,
Cause she held it down for 2 years.
We need to hear. Yeah, this is what we need.
I feel you.
Everybody back, cause this will lead to the
Let's
next
come back
segment.
over my.
Go ahead, Queens. Go ahead, Queens.
Real
Please
quick,
say.
healthy relationship.
Real quick,
It ain't gonna be real quick, style.
it is gonna be real quick.
Okay, good.
I feel like I have relationships all messed.
Oh my God, this motherfucker.
Hey.
Go ahead, Pop.
I'm not even like that. I'm not even.
No, tell.
Yeah, indeed. So look, I feel like I have relationships all messed up, and I feel like all of this time, I feel like, oh, I'm a great woman, why I ain't got a husband, blah blah blah. But I feel like I was basing it off feeling, like it wasn't logical. So now moving forward, not saying that it won't be love there, but I need, I feel like a healthy relationship is balanced. You feel what I'm saying? One, we're not disturbing each other. Two, that's what we bring to each other. And when you look at the yin yang, it's like a little dot of the black is in the white, and a little dot of the white is in the black. So that means, we are, we have something, in common, or that connects us. Or you got a piece of me, I got a piece of you. So.
You going through that now?
All right.
What?
Hold on, Tay. Hold on.
You say what? You don't feel love now?
I mean, I feel love.
Papa, you ain't got to answer that.
You ain't got to answer that. You are love.
Just making sure.
Well, you know what you got covered?
Ask your motherfucker. Ask your motherfucking question.
All right, wrapping it up. Nia, healthy relationship.
So, when it comes to one relationship, when it comes to the love thing, you have agape love,
Okay.
and then you have love. Agape love is in the Bible, it's unconditional love. I feel like agape love is for family. Unconditional love is for family.
I
Because
love this.
in relationships, it's only love. You're probably in life or you're probably in love. My thing, I think communication in a relationship is the main thing. Because if we can't talk through it, we can't grow through it. If we stare at each other's necks, it's never going to work. You're wasting my time. I'm wasting your time because we're never going to be on the same page. Never, ever, ever. It don't matter if I say it's cold outside. If we always beefing, you going to go outside of some shorts because you ain't going to believe shit I say. You get what I'm saying? And it becomes very combative when you don't have communication.
We're toxic.
Damn sex, damn all that, because at the end of the day, you could be a woman dating a nigga with a penis this damn big, but guess what? If he talking to you and he making you feel good, you gonna make it work.
And you gonna cheat.
So it is what it is, but it's just a difference. It's just a difference in love. It's just a transition in love. Once you find out who you are as a person, like he said, I'm gonna chime in what he said. Once you know yourself, you know your worth. You know what you're not gonna go for. So therefore, like, I meet guys, and say for instance, they give me the feeling like they got a girl, I won't talk to you no more. I ain't gonna keep pressing you out, I ain't gonna keep calling you, and I'm gonna let you know. You was one way, but now you switching up. I pay attention to people, I pay attention to energy, I pay attention to body language. The one time you throw me off, it's over for you. It's over. I don't care. Because I understand that it's other people out here in this world. And then another thing with me, hold on. I met a guy when my daughter was 3 years old, right? Never had sex with him. You know, this motherfucker had a nerve to message me on Instagram and say, I've been knowing you for 15 years, you owe up. But I had to tell, we got into an argument because I wanted them to understand. Do you not know that I'm not gaining nor losing anything from not opening my legs to you? I'm not gaining anything. So I'm trying to figure out what more do you have to bring me? I make my own money, and not saying it like I'm one of the women that's, I feel as though I'm higher than a man. No, because I feel like that balance is needed. You need that woman, that man in that household. That's just how I feel.
I do too.
I definitely feel that. It's a balance. But at the same time, you're not going to treat me any type of way just so I can say, I got a nigga. Hell no, I'm not going for that. I'm not going for none of that. I'm very boisterous. I'm not going for that. And I'm not argumentative, but I'm going to get my point across.
So I have a question.
Let me calm down. Congratulations. I like what you did.
I do too. I love
I don't like
that shit.
that. You know I'm a one love. It's only one
Black
love.
power,
But I do like to use it. It's not only one love.
Hold on, so real quick. Let Nas keep the floor before we start acting like baby. Wait,
They got
That's what we talked about in the basement. See how you introduce stuff? You gotta say,
what was you saying? You like what she
I just say I like the way she said about I like that theory she had about the unconditional love.
The agape love.
I just don't agree with I like what she said in life.
Yeah.
And after that, that's it. I don't believe no two loves. So, but I like that theory. It makes sense about my feelings.
So this is when I say unconditional love,
it's very
right?
different.
Now here's the thing, right?
It's
Now
different
say for
levels
instance, your mother, she disappoints you a whole lot, right? But you gonna love your mother to the end of time. And
No, I agree. I don't want sex with my mother.
But guess what? If it's your wife and that bitch keep cheating on you, you gonna curry her. You might love her unconditionally.
I can time you already.
but
That's my question.
Love.
That's my question.
That's not agape love.
No, that's not a definition of agape.
At the end of the day, we as people have been taught that friends come and go, but family forever. And everybody in this room has heard that saying. Friends and family come and go, but family is forever, right? So in the back of our mind, our family be the first ones to cross us for real if you think about it. But at the same time, we more forgiving to them than a friend. Because they ain't going nowhere.
Well, we should be. But everybody that way,
That's
I
what
agree.
I mean by
But
love and love.
But I don't. It's almost like you saying, and I don't take it that I'm saying the wrong way. But it's almost like you saying that God put a way out, and then the world put another way out, and you agree to say, yeah, there's two.
No.
It is.
It's more than two.
It's way more than two.
Well, hold on. That ain't the topic right now. I don't want to go into that because everybody in this room know I believe in one love, and that's it. But I like your theory. But everything else ain't love. Because if it's unconditional, that's it. There's no other definition.
What about tough love?
So not that's what man say.
So
just because man say I
I love you, but you so toxic I can't be around you.
No.
I gotta love you from a distance.
Technically,
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Technically, not.
That's not
Let's hear from Tony.
Technically, not is correct. Love is love, but what we're misconstruing with types of love is not different types of love. Agape is a certain level of love. There's different levels to love.
Yeah.
They're not different types of love.
Right, you're
love
right.
is
It's
love,
levels.
and then it gets broken down into levels.
Types. Levels is types.
No.
Because if you go to a vending machine, guess what? It has 1 level, 2 level, 3 level, 4 level. There's different types of
So
shit.
now, now I wasn't gonna do it. Now I'm gonna challenge your theory.
Okay, let's go.
Because what truly agape love is, agape is unconditional love.
Right.
Agape means I'm gonna love you no matter what,
Exactly.
whether I'm with you or whether I'm not with you.
Right.
So just because I was married to you, you cheated on me, you did whatever, and we divorced.
Right.
If I truly loved you unconditionally,
I'm going to stay with you.
that's not what that means.
Not stay.
Yeah, that means stay.
That's not what it means.
That's not what it means.
It doesn't mean
And that's what I
stay.
said.
It means I'm still going to love you.
Right.
I don't have to stay with you to love you, and that's what people get misconstrued.
So love is not an action?
But that's
Love is
what
not an action.
I like that.
But I just said
And it's not based off
that's
that
what I
fucking thing
just
right
said,
here, and
right?
I
You're
agree.
saying the same thing I said. You can't challenge me.
Now we talking about
You
love.
No, because you said
just reworded
what you
what I
said.
said.
What you said was it's no longer agape love, it's love.
No. I said it's two different types of love. I said agape love and love. I said unconditional love. I feel like it's for family. Love is for the shit that's what I said.
So do you believe that you can be with a man and tell him you love him, and then y'all break up? You don't love him no more?
That's possible. You can fall out of love with somebody. That's very possible.
So, man,
Because
I
that's
know
what
you
I'm
say
saying.
love.
Hold up. That's
That we
right.
say never
Hold
love.
up.
I mean, I know
Let me
people agree with it. I don't believe
let me
it. You
explain
ain't never
what I
loved.
mean by that.
That means you never loved him.
This is exactly, and that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what
Then
I'm
maybe we
saying.
should use the
It could
word.
be a temporary feeling. That's why I said emotions. One thing I've learned is this: you can never fault a person for their emotions, only for their actions. I always say that because you can't help how you feel, but you can damn sure think before you react.
All right.
So that's why I know love is an emotion. You can't challenge me.
All right,
I
baby. You behave,
I
right?
can't. You better turn the cameras off. We can go all night.
I'm ready for that.
No.
What the hell just
She has no clue.
She walked in with the aluminum baseball bat.
She swing with aluminum and mine is I'm swinging with wood in the pros. Better catch up.
You can swing all the wood you want. I'm okay, baby.
So while we get ready for curveball, or even put the kids to bed, I know Tony might be growing something. They might be growing something.
Oh, man,
I know Juice said something earlier.
I don't remember.
Before we move on, Day. We talk about love for 45 minutes. We talk about insecurities, though.
I got a lot to say about that.
I got a lot to say about insecurities.
We talk about insecurities, though.
So again, that's why I was bringing it back around, but I addressed your question first, and I just put that out there for what's coming up next. Originally, to catch everybody up that's just joining us, anybody that's new to join us, we started off talking about bringing baggage to the relationship. So for the ladies that are here, have you all brought any baggage to the relationship? Meaning, have you brought like daddy issues, old boyfriend issues, nigga cheated on you, all men are dogs, and you know, brought that to the relationship? This nigga, you know, he gotta take care of me, I need money. Have you brought, not necessarily what I said, not necessarily what I said, you get to the stat, you said don't challenge you,
I can get into
now,
that.
have you brought any baggage to the relationship?
So let me say this. If that's considered baggage, right, let me say this. Growing up with two parents, my father paid all the bills. All this 50-50 shit they be talking about, I don't understand it. And that's the honest to God truth. If that's baggage, then it is what it is. When I grew up, my father paid all the major bills. My mother had the small bills. She made sure that we went on vacations. She made sure that we had food in the house. She cooked dinner. My mother raised me to know how to take care of a man.
Are you older than 40?
Baby boy, I'm 34 years old, 35 next month. Stop trying to check me.
No, I asked that for a reason.
No, my
Part of the
mother
reason your
and
father
father,
paid all the bills
my
is
mother,
he probably didn't have a choice.
hold up. First of all, my father was a truck driver, baby. My mother was a mail lady, and she was a ticket writer. My mother ain't no slum.
That's not what I mean,
Hold on,
though.
let me finish, though. Let me finish. Not only that, my father had a child before me, before I was born. My mother also welcomed my brother into our household, regardless of whatever, and my mother raised him. You get what I'm saying? So my mother is a solid woman.
Shout out to Pop.
Yeah.
So let me preference what
Shout out
I'm saying.
to Pop.
I feel the
Pop.
business coming.
Because-
Let me preference.
No,
So you- No, hear me out.
Now fix it one time.
Let me hear me out. So you 34, which means you were born in 86, right?
Yeah.
So it's fair to say in 86, men were making substantially more than women, regardless of what your mother's job title was. It's fair to say even in the 90s, men were still making substantially more than women. Would you agree?
To this day!
I'm getting there.
Hold on.
So,
I'm not
middle
going
class.
because not necessarily.
Hold on, let me finish.
I'm not going to agree with that because I don't
Not
know.
middle class.
I'm not going to agree
But I'm
with
not-
that. I know what society says, but as far as my household, I don't know that.
so I'm not gonna tell you it's not societal, it's fact.
Right.
Fact is, men,
Uh-huh.
especially in those times, now right now, not so much, but in some professions, yes. In those times, men made substantially more than women. There was a glass ceiling that could not be broken for women, which is why in those times men had no choice but to foot all the bills because they were making the majority of the money.
So understand.
Okay, so let's
So
take this.
people's interpretation that the man supposed to pay all the bills, the man had no choice. The man was raised to be a provider because he had to be a provider.
Right.
Because mom was on, no matter what moms did, she always was gonna make a certain amount of money.
So let's say this, right? My dad and my mom split when I was maybe like 18, right?
Okay.
They went their separate ways. My dad remarried last year. My dad still takes care of his household.
God damn. Hey, shout
My
out.
dad went from a truck driver to a surgical tech.
Man, shout out to Dad.
You get what I'm saying? When you start is when you don't have to finish.
So understand that's been ingrained in your father for years.
But his
though.
but his current wife, she works at the post office. So I want you to I want you to explain to me why my father still takes care of the household if that's
I got one.
But real quick, hold on, real quick. I want to stick with the subject so we can move around as far as bringing baggage because we really want to understand.
Right.
I get where you're going, Tony, but I want to understand what baggage have you brought to the table because
that's pretty much it because
that a man should take care of everything?
No, I think that the man should lead the household.
Should lead the household. That's not baggage.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Me personally, in relationships, I know every man not the same. I don't think all men are dogs. You get what I'm saying? That's just how I figure.
So no daddy issues.
No, I love my father.
So you don't, you might be one of the rare ones that's not bringing any baggage.
Right, but I get the baggage. I get the
What baggage
bullshit.
you bring?
So now, real quick,
You bring
so we
some
go to
baggage.
topic. What baggage has been brought to any relationship you've been in?
Oh my God.
Give me the top 3.
I can say this. Baby mamas,
Daddy is
Okay.
stalking ex bitches, and just the lack of trust because you've been dogged out by so many females, or because men tend to sleep with women in relationships. They don't trust. So it's like for single men to be sleeping with married women or women in a relationship, when they finally get in a relationship, they expect their female to be the same way. But that's when I come into play and I say, you're not gonna play on my character. You're not gonna disrespect me. I know who I am. I care about who I am, and you're not gonna compare me to the ladies.
Gotcha.
So that right there.
Have you brought any baggage to a relationship that you know of, past, present, or future? And has baggage been brought to the relationship for you?
Yes, bad credit I had brought. And I feel like that told me that I need to be ready, for him. So now it's like no baggage, trying to clean up my plate. But that's probably about the worst I feel like I bring. Men automatically have a insecurity. I feel like when you got a baby daddy or whatever. Not that my baby daddy has ever brought any problems to me, but it's just like, or it was a cop out. You know what I'm saying? So when people will cop out or an excuse, so that's my baggage. To me, I don't never had no baby mama problems. I'm always getting along with everybody.
Right.
I try to get along. Bitches be crazy as fuck.
It's a look. You gotta look in their eye like
I ain't trying to look at them.
I'm saying, that's what I'm saying.
I just want you to know that your child's safe and get on about your business.
Okay, Tay.
Running back, Daddy.
Have you brought any baggage to a relationship? And have you?
Hold on, Daddy. Hold on.
Wait, they got a curry on. You got a curry on. It's like, nah, I'm fucking with, I don't know things like that.
Go ahead, Daddy. Go ahead.
Hey, have you brought baggage to a relationship, and has baggage been brought to any of your relationships?
Me bringing baggage? Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Well, that's
So
my
why you
bullshit.
smile like
Unknowingly,
It's
baby.
just a
If
matter
I
of
did, it was unknowingly.
It's
Not my
bad
intention.
No,
Good baggage. Yes, I have. Yes, good baggage. Absolutely. And answer your
Has
question.
any negative baggage been brought to any of your relationships?
Is he a nigga?
Been brought to my
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
Man, next.
I agree.
Next.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony. I do got tape.
Hey, the book come out next month. The tape book come out November. ladies.
Same question. Hold on.
Tape book come out
I've
November.
definitely bought baggage before, from situations from the past where like an ex might have cheated on me or something like that.
Oh, poor Greg.
And I wasn't necessarily over it. You know what I mean? So going into the next relationship,
Where you going?
even though she should, pretty much, essentially, that's what it was. Because
Crazy as fuck.
I didn't give her the full trust that she should have had, because she should have started here, but because of someone else that was there. And far as someone bringing it into, I would say, I think it's kind of a fine line between expectations and the baggage thing, because it might have been like I've had chicks where it was an expectation where I'm supposed to do X, Y, and Z because the last guy did it.
Oh, wow.
But that may not be what I do.
Right.
So I might not take you to all these 5-star restaurants or whatever the case may be all the time, but that's what that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's your expectation, but that's not what it is.
She get them nuggets great.
That's why you can't go into relationships expecting anything, because once you expect it, you're always going to fail.
Got you. Jimbo, what you got?
He don't do relationships.
Motherfucker, yeah.
He might
do.
He might turn to you.
Man, he don't, next, he don't do relationships.
Next.
Next.
Whoa. He don't do relationships?
We're not doing a repeat.
No, please don't go down that road.
But he's giving
No,
us
we're not gonna go down that road.
You don't have time. You don't have enough time.
You don't
have enough time.
Actually, to my man's
The answer is
defense, you don't got enough time or enough in your cup. So next man.
Yeah. Tony, what you got, Tony?
Yes, I've taken baggage of childhood trauma that I haven't dealt with into relationships.
Okay.
So there were some things that affected me in my childhood that I didn't know that was affecting me in my adult life until, you know, I
Can I
had.
ask what though?
I know you cannot. So I had
That's what I'm saying. You childish. No.
No, I don't respond to you. I'm telling you no because it ain't the world's business.
Okay.
Now we turn the cameras off. We can have a conversation.
Well, I'm waiting for that because I want to know.
Man, I'll tell you.
Second
but
time she wanted it. Oh.
Take something. Take
But yeah, it wasn't until I put the mirror in front of my face and had to reevaluate why things in my life were going. Because when things keep happening and you see certain trends, at some point you gotta look at yourself in the mirror and figure out, like, okay, the common denominator is me.
Yes.
So I gotta look at myself in the mirror. So yeah.
Any baggage been brought to your relationships?
Absolutely. I think we all bring baggage, either consciously or subconsciously. Sometimes we don't even know we got baggage.
Got it. Boom.
I don't even think about answers, but I was just glad. I was so entertained by y'all. But yes, baggage have been brought in. I brought baggage
I know
because unaware. You know, sometimes you're unaware, like especially when you wear a mask, and you're not aware that you're wearing a mask. Sometimes you know that religion shit in black folks. You gotta. Let me shut the fuck up on that. I'm gonna say religion had me to put on a mask, and because of the religion, I have brought baggage because I was not doing proper inventory of myself. I didn't have proper inventory, so therefore, some of that shit in inventory came to the relationship. And
what do you mean by that?
like you know, when you stock shelves in a restaurant and you got shit you don't take care of, some shit spoiled on the shelf, some shit, you know. So I brought some of that spoiled shit.
No, it's over my head. I'm lost.
No, you trying to be messy?
Hey, so I'm gonna help you out.
He said he basically ain't check himself.
So I'm gonna help you out.
That's basically what I did.
So sometimes
I didn't know to check myself.
Sometimes we go around living life based on what other people tell us how to live life.
Right.
And
Or based on
other people's ideology.
So I'm checking shit that ain't me. Because I'm checking, look, guess what I'm doing? I'm checking the shit that this mask, this character is, that stop all that fucking coughing, man. So, she put that motherfucking mask in. But anyway, I was checking boxes on a character, man. So therefore,
was you trying to better yourself, or was it you pretending?
I was really trying to better myself. I was trying to get
that
the
person.
As my grandmother said, I was trying to get to heaven. I was trying to go to heaven. So I had heaven on the mind. I'm running, you know what I'm saying, with God and shit. And then I discovered that I don't fucking know who I am because I've been trying to be Peter, Paul, and Luke and shit. And them motherfuckers don't even know me. I don't know them either. So I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to be a perfect citizen in church. So I don't know Boone as a citizen.
Yeah, Peter, Paul, and Luke weren't perfect.
Right.
That was fucked up.
Especially David and shit. But anyway, but I didn't know who I was. So therefore, I had to learn me. That's why I gave that valuable information. I had to learn me, and once I learned me, I could check me. I could do proper inventory. I could see the shit spoiling on the counter, and I don't bring baggage. No, I've been married for 20 years, so baggage is not my shit. You know, but I bought it, and I had received it from my wife as well. So.
Got you.
I got you.
Have I brought baggage? I mean, of course, I feel like we all have at some point in time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever the issues may have been, I won't say I had like major father issues because my dad was there, but he wasn't there full time. So I didn't have like major, you know what I'm saying, father issues. But you know what I'm saying, just I guess the issues of being brought up, you know, in I guess lower class environment, you know, in the hood. So I had those same issues, and then you know what I'm saying, I fought to make sure I got myself out of it. But have I had baggage brought into? Yeah, I've definitely had baggage brought into relationships, be it no matter what it was daddy issues, mommy issues. Just so I think we all have at some point in time we all bring baggage and we receive baggage. Now how we disperse it is totally up to us. You know what I'm saying? I'm a result of the actions that I make. Like there's people that you're willing to go through and help clean the baggage up. And then there are others that you may just sit back and be like, I already had the time for this. Like, you know, and I feel like men meet their maturity around a 40-year-old mark. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and granted, you know, that might not be good. Some women may not, but around between 40 to 45 is when men truly start. That's probably half of a black man's expectancy of life, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I feel like women mature a lot faster than men. Hence the reason that older men like younger women and younger men like younger women like older men. Because around that time is when they're kind of like on the same page. So they tend to know how to deal with baggage. The shit that I can deal with now at 44, I wasn't able to deal with it at 28, 25, 20. Like, it was just no, I mean, you just, you know what I'm saying? There's no, I had no conscience of what was even going on, basically.
That's some real shit.
What you got, right? Yes. And when I say yes, both bringing baggage into a relationship and having people bring baggage into a relationship. The reason I say that is baggage is based off of experiences. Experiences become people's reality. And based off of that, you bring stuff and you believe stuff based off of what you believe your reality is.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that's how I brought baggage into it. And based off of that, it's caused me to have to evaluate myself. You have to evaluate yourself. If you ever want to progress, you have to evaluate yourself first before you can move forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mike, what you got, Mike?
Yeah, I agree with Tony. You get the chance to know, like you said yourself.
Yeah.
You get so fooled with the religion and you know you're trying to figure out. Yeah, that's it.
All right. So for me, I'm gonna keep it a stack. I mean, I bought things to the to certain situations. I've had like super big trust issues. I'm sure with guys. You know, we all have probably bought, you know, a thing of, you know, trusting females. I'll speak for me. At an early age, I never had like a trust for females. I mean, they can tell me what they're doing, and it can be attributed to just the selfishness that I brought to relationships that caused me to not trust females or just believe that every female is out to get me. She trying to see what she can get from me. She trying to do this, she trying to do that. So I brought that to the relationship, not trusting. And things that have been brought to relationships for me, definitely insecurities. A lot of them that they quote unquote been cheated on, and all of that shit. That's kind of been the overarching theme with shit that's been brought to the relationship for me, which is just females, you know, just having trust issues all around. Who is that bitch? Why she calling your phone? Why you ain't called me back? You know what I'm saying? The daddy issues, I got you there. The daddy issues, you know, them trying to figure out like why you not like my father, why you can't. I mean, my father wasn't there for me, so you ain't gonna be there for me. It's just crazy. So that's for me. Nia, I saw your hand. What you got?
Yeah, I was gonna chime in on you. So like, it just sounds like communication your problem.
Yeah, we talking like 20 years ago though.
Yeah, I'm just saying, period, that was your problem.
Yeah.
That was your problem because at the end of the day, if a woman is questioning anything, that's one thing. You want to clarify what the problem is because like you have to say like, even if it's a child, like, you know, if a woman keeps saying something to you, that's her cry for help. If you keep ignoring her, it becomes frustrating to her. And it becomes frustrating to you because you're tired of hearing the shit. But you gotta understand she's tired of saying it.
Only thing about that, just to that point is, we can't fix anybody.
Yeah, you're right.
If you have an
That's
issue,
your therapist.
if you have an issue,
Therapists can't fix you.
therapists can't fix you. They give you tools.
Well, it opens to communication.
Can nobody fix you but you?
You're right, but it opens listen, people not used to communication. You gotta understand, like, I have friends that tell me their mother never told them they love them. They'll call them and make it a joke like, "Mom, I love you." That's what the mother said. If I swear to God, I heard it myself. I thought it was the craziest shit in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like what? All my children. That's the type of shit the mother say. She'll never say she love her kids.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So,
real.
That's what I'm saying.
When the
So
last
it's
time
like,
somebody said they love you?
Hey, thank you, Mom, for saying.
Tell everybody. No, I want you to understand something.
I asked you a question. I asked you a question.
Listen, when we
I asked you
leave
a
here
question.
tonight, I'm going to tell you something. When we leave here tonight,
Tell
I'm
me
going
you
to
love
tell
me.
every last one of y'all.
But tell me now you love
And
me.
get home safe. I love you. Get home
Alright,
safe.
move right along. Move right along, Daddy.
What I'm
Thank
saying is for real, it's different. It's just different. It's all on how you're grown up, and that's when it comes back to what I said. The only way it's going to work is if you're dating someone that comes from your same background. That's the only way it's going to work. You've been married for 20 years. I know you and your wife got a hell of a lot of similarities. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're wrong, but that's cool though.
So
No way.
Daddy, I know
No
it the
way.
first time.
Talking shit, girl.
Here we
I
go.
know it the first time. I can't keep it.
You a
going.
Gemini, you
Wait,
don't
wait,
talk
hold on,
Yeah, I'm
hold
tough
on.
too.
So she continues to make the statement the only way it's gonna work is y'all come from similar backgrounds.
Nah, that's not true at all.
What if y'all both come from fucked up backgrounds? So y'all
And
both
y'all
bring
gonna have to grow together to make shit better.
And that's what we
how
But they both fucked up, though.
how do we grow together? We
You
both
have
fucked up.
to
That's
learn
kinda
from
simple.
one another. That's when you
We
open
both
up.
learning
We both know
fucked
the
up
same
shit.
shit. We only know what we
They
know.
both
Listen.
fucked up backgrounds.
The world that we're growing in, right? Y'all gotta understand something though. The way that the world was when I was growing up compared to what my daughter sees right now is completely different.
Completely different.
The
We
way
agree.
that people receive things now is completely different. A 90s baby is completely different than the 80s baby. A 90s baby is something they like robots. If y'all ever pay attention, they listen. They listen. They follow all the rules. They're not rebellious like 80s babies. I don't know if y'all pay attention to that. They like this. Left, right. Pay attention. They different. The way that the world is changing, people are changing. So that's like prime example. When on social media, when the celebrity bought this girl a brand new car, you know what I'm saying? When she flipped it right back around and spent $20,000 on him and got him a $100,000 watch and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how our youngins receive love. I want y'all to understand that. So it always come from the back, and it's the family. We are our kids' first teacher.
No, but that's
So-
not what we're addressing. What we're addressing is you saying you gotta pick somebody that's similar to you. And
You have to. It's
Hold on,
not gonna work.
Follow me.
Let the qualified state. Let the qualified state.
If you fucked up, you grew up in an abusive, drug-driven, alcoholic household. Tay grew up in the same abusive, drug-ridden, alcoholic, domestic violence household, and that's all both of you know. How is he going to help you grow? He has no idea. He has no life lessons
And
to
that's-
challenge your ideology to make you think outside the box because you're both thinking on the same channel. Because
and that's where I come from when it's like knowing yourself. Knowing yourself. In a relationship, you gotta be with somebody you can grow from. That's the only way you're gonna.
All right, so I'm gonna leave it right here. You know what you know,
Right.
but you don't know what you don't know. I'm gonna let you sit on that.
Let me add
I'm
one
talking to you all night. Fuck it. I'm gonna tell you.
That boy poured something out the closet that we.
It's not even that though.
No, I'm talking about
He's
you know what you
allowing
know.
what I'm saying to him to go over his head, and he keep trying to push.
It's not over
one-
my head.
He's trying to push one valid point. But what I'm saying is, black people, right? We always say we don't want somebody like us, right? That opposites attract. We always say that, right? But most of the time with y'all opposites, it's a lot of conflict. I want you to understand that. It's a lot of conflict because you two can't see eye to eye. This is what I'm saying. You have to find somebody that's like-minded like you. I can't go out here and date somebody that don't have the mindset of me. I tried that shit. I can't date an employee. I gotta date a boss because I gotta grow. I know that. That's something because I know myself. You get what I'm saying? I can't deal with a nigga that I gotta teach something. I wanna learn from my nigga. I don't wanna keep teaching this nigga shit.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
If he teaching you something, then your mind ain't like his. His mind is more advanced than yours.
Exactly.
Y'all are not like-minded.
So therefore, if you meet somebody that's doing better than you, that give you the opportunity to grow within yourself. Because if you're dealing with a bitch that ain't trying to grow, baby, then you need to move and
But
do
y'all
something.
not like
different.
you might do
Let me get knocked. Wait, knock.
I mean, I like the way she deliver her messages. She remind me of Boone. Like it leave little room
That's how
for
we Gemini.
it leave a little room for negotiation. But I'm a word person.
Right.
And the reason why it's easy to challenge them because they speak as the fact, and it's not a fact. And that's why it's easy to challenge. And that's why they can go back and forth. And that's why it can last so long. And that's why they can agree to disagree. Because sometimes it's hard to get in that little crack that you're trying to get information into. Now you made a point to say about Okay, you got. First of all, I agree with you a little bit in that little window. Compatibility, to me, I agree. You ain't got compatibility. Where I don't agree with you a teeny bit, it's people that come from out of crack houses, that out of rehabs, with the same background, fucked up ass background.
Right.
Now, you added a word because I'm a word for it at the end of your statement, and they don't know nothing else. That means they wasn't in the rehab.
They wasn't exposed to something.
Right. So,
but Tony, watch this now. You added a word. They come out of rehab.
I give an example.
So they got help. So now
that's why I took it away and said that
in a better place.
That's why I took it away and said that his example is maybe exact.
Hold on, they ain't let him finish.
I'm finished. His example is exact because he did say they didn't learn nothing else.
Sick of his shit tonight, yeah.
But compatibility, dude, you need that compatibility to grow. You ain't got that, you ain't gonna grow. So, now y'all both love the y'all can grow. It's people
so
in this room, and that shit
But
work.
you gotta date somebody that's willing to grow. That's somebody that wants to evolve.
I think that's the most important part. I think that's the most important part.
Open love. So my core group of men who sharpen me, I sharpen him, is in this room. He's different. He's different. He's different. He's different. He's different.
It's always a different perception.
But you want to know why we're so close? Because we all bring a different skill set to the table that makes the next one better. Right. Now, if we were all Tay, we would all be fucked up.
Damn, Tay, you ain't got to.
I've seen it though.
No, I
agree.
Because you know why? No, I'm gonna tell you why. No, I'm gonna tell you why. Tay is at the point where we going 90 north, and there's no break.
No break.
But we gotta have
Put the
somebody.
headlights off.
We gotta have somebody like Juice to say, all right, now we gotta slow this down, cause it might be 5 on the cut. We gonna slow this down a little bit, right? We gotta have the wisdom of Knox, who seen some things and who can tell you,
that
hey,
the
look,
police being the cut right there, so
hey, you ain't seen this yet, but I can tell you how this movie gonna go, right? If you don't have that balance, if you don't have the different skill sets in the room, like, you won't grow.
Right.
Shut up, Crystal. Shut up.
Here's what I want to add to what Tony was saying. For me. Is that everybody.
I'm listening.
I'm listening. Here's what I'll say to me.
You want us to listen.
And here's the only thing where I disagree. You say you have to find somebody. I want to misquote you, but what were your words again?
Like mine.
Like mine is very important.
I'm cool with a part of that statement, and I use the word thing, like-minded, meaning we're going the same direction. Our steps may be different, but at least we're going the same direction. But the only flaw that I would find is this example that I use. If you want to learn how to be a millionaire, you gotta hang with millionaires.
Right.
If you're broke,
right,
and you're hanging with a broke person
you're
because
gonna
y'all like mine, you're gonna be broke as fuck.
Right.
So that's where I would just say that the contrast would be to, hey, listen, if you're building a relationship, or you're two couples and all of that stuff like that, I personally wouldn't want to get with somebody fucked up if I'm fucked up, especially if I know I'm fucked up.
Damn.
If I know I'm fucked up, I don't want to get with somebody that's fucked up, that got the same fucked upness in their life, because we just gonna be two train wrecks.
So then, do you put on a mask? Do you put on a mask? Do you put on a mask to say I'm not fucked up? Do you be like, Zang, I'm not fucked up, girl, look at me.
No, me. I'm gonna always keep it a stack.
So when I said what I said, I was referring to myself. I know my mindset. I know my goals. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
My shit planned out.
Yeah.
So when I say like-minded as in myself, I need somebody that's on the same shit I'm on.
That's cool. What if they on the same shit, but they abusive and shit?
Like, fuck that, it's over for them.
But y'all like-minded though.
No, we not, because I don't beat on man, and I don't get beat on. So we ain't like-minded.
And you can fight.
I can.
I like that walk. Moving Hey, here's one thing I do want to put on the floor, and that I do because I kind of heard it. I kind of heard it in here a little early. All right, let me put the camera. Y'all go ahead.
Like a teacher and shit.
So you gonna wait?
That's
Wait.
gonna moderate. That's gonna moderate, right?
Are you done? But no, seriously, I heard this on the floor earlier, and I think Tony had even chimed in when Nia was saying that her father took care of everything and all of that. Has the role or the understanding in marriages or in homes that a man is supposed to take care of everything?
Oh no, I don't think so. That's too much on a man.
I think
Too much on a person.
I think it comes back to again, most people, one, aren't educated about marriage. 1, 2, but 2, people are still trying to take 50s, 60s, 70s marriages into this
new millennium.
without understanding the concepts of why marriages were the way they were then. A lot of women stayed in marriages, no shade, but it's just real. A lot of women stayed in marriages because that was their comfort zone.
For convenience.
Convenience. They knew.
That's men too.
They knew.
Yeah, but you talking about back then. You talking about back then.
Please don't get offensive.
Stop being so feisty.
I'm not.
Please don't get. But the fact of the matter.
Stop being so feisty.
I gotta give him
The
some
fact of the
love.
matter is, in the 60s, in the 50s and 60s, a woman couldn't, and some women did it, but it was harder for a woman to go out and make a living wage without a man.
Right.
That was enough suffice to feed her children, clothe her children. Now, were there women who were out there who did it and found a way? Absolutely. My great grandmother was one of them. She did it for 11 of them. How the hell she did it? I have no clue.
She a black woman. That's how she did it.
To this day,
I have no clue.
I mean, those. Go ahead, keep going.
Go ahead, go ahead, say it.
I'm
Because
just
it's the
listening
truth.
to the background crowd.
Yes,
They yell out stuff.
she wasn't a
Facts.
she wasn't a minority. I mean, she wasn't a majority.
it was a joke, though.
She was definitely not the majority. She was definitely a minority when it comes to being able to do that because the system wasn't designed for. I don't give a fuck what your race was. It wasn't designed for women
to leave.
to be able to leave their household.
You're absolutely
Could not
right.
happen. Would not happen.
It wasn't happening. I don't give you was black, white, purple, Asian. It wasn't happening.
Unless you was hurt.
Tony, let me ask you
But
this
can
question.
we-
Juice, hold on, Nick, I got you. Juice, real quick. Do you feel that today's woman, or maybe even, early 2000s women, or women period, whenever you feel it may have
You say
started,
today's woman.
today's woman,
Because ain't none of us talking to nobody 13, 14. So we know when we say today's woman, we saying the mindset of the woman
got you.
today.
Today's woman, do you feel that they go into relationships or marriages with the mindset of a man is supposed to take care of me? And I'm using my words specifically because I hear a lot of, he got to take care of me. He got to, make 6 figures, and he got to put me in a house. He got to do this. He got to buy me. And I'm not saying dear, and I'm not saying pump. I'm saying today's woman. Now y'all do hair and all of that, so I'm pretty sure y'all hear conversation. But Juice, what do you think?
50-50.
My opinion.
Let Juice respond.
Juice respond.
My opinion, like today's woman, first of all, if she take the time to get to know you, she's gonna understand what it is you can do and can't do, and she's gonna understand if she decides to continue this relationship, she knows what she's up against.
Shit. Elaborate on that, Juice, when you say up.
So if she's looking for the guy to completely just take care of her, and he's gonna pay all the bills, and like she's gonna have to understand who he is as a person, what he makes, and so forth. And like I go back to what Tony said. Today's fact is, like at the end of the day, we're all middle class. We're not in the top 10% of men or women in this world. Meaning, like you can be like they said. When we start talking about 6 figures and 7 figures, we ain't talking about 100,000, because you can make 100,000 on a bad night down here at MGM Casino. But we talking about the top echelon of people, totally understanding that when you date a man or a woman, that makes that kind of money, you're, like it or not, you're gonna put up with a tad bit more shit than it is. It is what it is. Listen, for some women, they may go, she may go, I'm not putting up with no more shit. But as she said, there's more men. Here's what he understands. He's a limited quantity. When you start talking about the elite dudes that's $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 a year that you can have babies and you can stay home. It ain't that many of us as black men, unless you're an athlete, and then that's still a small percentage. Because what is it, 1% of the athletes that make it pro? I mean, so all I'm saying is, when we start talking about these, like the modern women and how they think with their mindset, I don't think that they should be thinking like 100% a man's gonna do this, that, and the other. Like you said, you can't say in one breath, we gonna build something together, and the next breath you say, hey, but you pay for it all.
So then
So personally, to be honest with you, the way that women think nowadays, I honestly don't agree with. I feel like the way that society tells us to be is completely wrong. I say nine times out of 10, females say fuck niggas, they gonna get their money. Nowadays. Ain't no female pressed for no nigga to take care of them. I got bitches that got Rolexes driving Mercedes Benz right now and they got no nigga. And they got $300,000 houses up in Largo and
they're unhappy.
No, but no.
From a relationship sense.
Hold on, but let me say this though. No. You listening?
Okay, go ahead.
Listen. I got bitches that go on trips. I got bitches that got niggas that take them out of town every other week. They don't care about that. As long as they doing whatever they want to do and they cool moving around, they don't have kids.
I would bet you any dollar amount that you want for a table.
What I'm saying though, what I'm saying is, I feel like because society has put and made the woman think that she don't need a man, that's I'm wrong. Not agreeing with
right.
her.
She don't agree with
I feel like that's wrong.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You don't play with a man's character. You know what I'm saying? You don't make a man feel small and he's the protector. This is how I was raised. You get what I'm saying? So I have friends that real life don't give a fuck. Nigga can't match their babe. My last thing I wait, when he told me he'd make an hour, I make that in a fucking day. You know what I'm saying? Like what he's seeing every week, I make that shit, his paychecks, that shit is nothing, but I would never say to him, you know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna be like, can you give me some crabs? Can you give me a bite? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm gonna make that man feel wanted. I'm never gonna make that man feel unwanted. But nowadays, because the society tells us, 1, we don't need a man. 2, we don't need a man to make a fucking baby. Because guess what? A woman can have a baby without a man, but a man can't make a baby without a woman. I want you to understand that. Society teaches women that
we agree.
Discrimination is
yeah, she
you get what I'm saying? So
she meant have baby.
Right. So
they can have a baby.
That's what I was
I was about to say artificial insemination. I thought artificial.
I mean,
but I get what you're saying. You don't need to have sex with the man.
I still need dick spit.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
So what I'm saying is, all power to the strong bitches. Don't get fucked up, because I know females is watching this, and a lot of females will probably say, I don't know, but at the end of the day,
that shit wrong, man.
Yeah, it's like it's not human nature. At the end of the day, I feel like okay, you could be a strong woman, but every strong man that is a strong woman, you gotta know how to push your man. You gotta know how to help him.
Let me throw this here real quick. I think with what you said.
I gotta fuck with that. You're doing stuff. I'm sorry.
Fucking things up. Right here. That I think that everything that you said and Ms. Gallimore said all facts.
Right. Because society.
To your point, you said, you got females, they got money, they go on trips. I guarantee you, when them females lay down by themselves, they do a lot of this shit to mask the unhappiness. They have to do something to make up for the unhappiness that they have.
Well,
when
at
you go on
the-
a trip, fuck it, I don't need shit, yeah, you lying. Like,
But see, that's the thing now. As a man, that's your perception. But as a woman, I want you to understand something.
Okay.
As a woman, I'm a single woman currently, right? Me going on trips, I'm happy with it. I don't have to lay beside a man to feel validated.
somebody said that.
But what I'm telling you is I don't have to lay beside a man to feel validated, nor so do I have to be happy because my happiness is within me.
Absolutely.
Right.
Really.
And as for other women, but what I'm just saying is society tells us to degrade our men, to not let them be masculine. You get what I'm saying? Society pushes super emotions on men right now to be super emotional, the way it dresses, color their hair blonde, looking real crazy and shit. You know, I don't agree with it. So that's just my perception. But then again, you saying that they might nasty up because this, but at the end of the day, you driving around in a $100,000 car. You got a $400,000 or $500,000 house. You know what I'm saying? You can go wherever you want to go. At the end of the day, regardless if she feel lonely, the bitch feel accomplished. She definitely feel accomplished.
But she still feel lonely.
But guess what? But guess what? Whatever she want to do, whenever she feel like it, her bag got. She can go and do whatever.
I mean,
she wants.
that goes both ways. I agree with most of what she's saying, but I don't like the word. Because I'm a word person. It's never lonely, and being alone is about the mind.
Right.
Like, you could be in that situation. It don't mean you insecure. It don't mean you hurting. You know, you may not. It goes back to those other things. She might or he might don't trust these people out here no more. You know, trust could be an issue. It could be just got out of a bad relationship. I'm gonna cool off for 2 years, and as they say, do me. You know, so it ain't always about. Now, you probably right. Yeah, some of them probably masking and same with dudes. Some dudes probably masking something that, and they may not know it. So I wouldn't use the word they are lying. Sometimes people don't know. Some people don't know what they got back.
Right.
That's true.
Insecurities and stuff like that. They can bark and whoop 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 real loud, but until they sit and lay on that couch or somebody read them properly, they don't get a better understanding of who they are and stuff like that. So.
I just feel like there's a thin line between women, because for so long women were degraded. For so long women were told that they needed a man to survive. You need a man to do this, you need to do that, right? And I feel like, as my wife would say, like nobody was. I don't feel like anybody was meant to go through this life alone. We choose to for whatever reason, but I think there's a thin line between a woman proving to herself and then trying to prove to other people that I don't need nobody and I don't need you. I got this, I got that. Versus them being accomplished and comfortable and still saying I want a companion to be a helpmate.
Boom.
And because for so long after, I'm gonna say after the late 70s into the early 80s, where marriages started to decline and single family households went on the rise, like a lot of men and women don't really know what it means to have a helpmate, because all they seen was either the single mama or the single daddy. So then when they go get married, they doing something that they've never seen or have no clue what they're doing.
So let me ask you, well,
I got a
like
question,
today's relationship in today's society, why would, and I know this may sound fucked up, but why would anyone want to get married when the average 84% of marriages right now end in divorce? 80, like I don't think a lot of people totally understand that percentage. Getting married for the wrong reasons.
Exactly.
And I think they're the majority. Like I said before, I think a lot of today's society, people are getting married for like more or less for like finances and what's popular.
And
like they're doing it. Every woman saying that. And I hate to sound like a male basher, a female basher, because I'm far from it, but like females probably care more about marriage than most males. That's because it is their thing. Females, that's their thing.
I don't think it's like that. I know females that don't want to get married.
That's okay. You do know them, but when we start to talk about a ratio and a percentage of
men and women in this world. There are more women that prey on, like, yo, I want to get married, I want to be with someone, versus there are men. I'm not saying that there aren't men, and I'm not saying that there aren't women. I'm saying that the percentages lie more in a woman's favor to want to get married.
Do men, now this is the question, do men get married for love or convenience?
All right, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Because I want to ask you, no, hold on. I want him to answer me first, and I got a question for you too. So I want to know,
Go ahead, you answer this,
do men get married for love or convenience?
I couldn't even answer that.
He can't answer that because it varies on the individual.
So this is what I say. The majority of men get married hoping that the woman that they met doesn't change.
Right.
Not understanding that everyone changes. I feel like every man in turn gets married hoping that the woman that they met and they said that they're going to say I do to doesn't change. Women, on the other hand, get married hoping that the male that they're saying I do to at some point in time changes to everything that they want. Because nobody fits the criteria of nobody fits that criteria. You're not getting the total person that you want. You know, at some point in time, like you said, you got to build. So you're going to build to that person. So the majority of men hope that women don't change, and the majority of women hope that the men do.
But that's why you can't go over potential.
Time out right there.
Hold on, I got a question to ask you though, real quick.
No, before your question,
I got ask you one question.
I'm gonna let you ask your
Come on,
question.
just let me say you had the floor all night.
It's not.
I just want to ask you one question.
Go ahead.
How long have you been married?
2 years.
2 years. Now I got another question. What made you ask her to marry you? And it's the reason why I'm asking you this.
So honestly, I didn't want to marry my wife. I didn't think she was my wife.
Right.
If I could be 100% clear, I didn't think she was the one. And part of that was because I wasn't in a position at that time in my life to see anyone as a wife. I was working on me.
Right.
But again, when you start evaluating yourself, I feel like you really find out who rocking with you when you in your pits.
Right.
Right.
And she stayed there with you.
So it wasn't about her staying or what she did. It was about her consistency, and she knew what I made. She knew what my potential was, but she was getting her own bag. Right. So she could have easily said, "Nigga, I'm making my own bag. I got as many degrees as you. I make as much as you. I can keep it moving." What changed my mindset was one day, and I was asleep, and I woke up, and my now wife was standing over me, praying over me. I had just lost my grandfather. And she didn't give me the, oh, I feel sorry for you, I know what you're going through, I can condone, how can I?
She prayed for your strength.
She just stood over me and she prayed for me.
Right.
And being who I am, I grew up around marriage. My grandparents who are living have been married for 42 years.
That's great.
Before my father's parents, they were married 30-something years before my grandmother died. My parents have been together almost 40 years.
Shout out to mom.
Shout out to all of them.
So the one thing that I was taught, I wasn't taught the fictional marriage. I was taught that marriages go through shit,
right?
And you need to know how to weather the storm. Because that whole Cinderella wake up in this big wedding and it's gonna be happily ever after. My father, my grandfather book was there is no happily ever after. Right. You make your happy every day. So when I saw that, I met a woman who one, I had nothing to offer her at that point in my life. One, knew her own worth and was still able to pour into me spiritually, not financially, but spiritually, and still have my back. Right. I had to reevaluate what I was looking for out of life and out of a woman. Because at the end of the day, I've been asking women this question since I was 17, 18. What can you do for me besides making me nut? And she answered my question without me having to ask her.
Right.
So that's what
got him, boy. He's out.
So at that point, when I started reevaluating what I really wanted from women, because at the end of the day, I can go ahead and get pussy. It never been a problem for me. Getting pussy, right? But put some headaches that you don't need. So you can go out here and you can get all these unnecessary headaches, or you can choose your headache.
Oh my God.
Now,
that's not true. You had a lot to offer.
But my question.
I hate you, Day.
Wait.
I'm done, but
she had help. She finished.
She finished.
y'all agree with this statement? The statement says, historically, we as women have this belief and understanding that we have to be married to be successful.
Shit.
We agree or disagree?
I deeply disagree.
So I'm gonna say this. I don't
What's
agree.
that?
I don't agree with that.
Edgewood.
Oh, he can wait.
Hey, wait, brother. I don't agree. I don't.
I wouldn't have.
I don't agree with that, but I will say this. From birth, I want y'all to say. I want y'all to think about this. From birth, women are conditioned to be mothers and wives. We give them Barbie dolls. We give them Ken and Barbie. Right? We give them baby dolls. We teach them how to be nurturing. We teach them how to cook. We teach them how to do all those things. Ain't nobody telling the man. You even hear parents telling their little girls, I felt like you have to learn how to be a wife. You have to learn how to do these things so you can be somebody's wife. You don't hear nobody telling the man, you gotta grow up and be a husband. Nobody's giving us no Ken and Barbie dolls.
Want to tell you why? Because society tells men it's okay to fuck off, and it's not okay for women to fuck off.
My point exactly.
But the reason why I asked you was because you said a lot of facts about how marriage was then and now and things like that. So my thing was, I know you said you was married for 2 years, right? But my thing is, how much have you been researching about marriage in order to make your shit work?
So let me tell you something about research.
That's what I'm asking.
No. I don't see. I'm not a big fan of like when you talk about research because people can make their narrative be left or right based on how they want to skew the numbers. When I speak off fact.
Right. That's why I'm asking. Why are you looking up so many facts if you just 2 years in your marriage?
Well, if you know me, I'm
You're just trying to make it work.
No. So
She don't know.
See,
She
you
don't
have.
know.
So,
No. If she not saying anything, so let him
But I know in the horoscope, but they signs the same, so they naturally, they put the gods.
I'm really asking. I'm not trying
Okay, that's okay, and that's what
I know. That's why you always gotta have a
I
referee.
really want to know, 2 years in your marriage, you keep stating facts about history and the present. But my thing is, why were you researching this shit?
So first of all, you have to know I'm an educator.
Oh, you're a teacher.
I'm an educator, I'm not a teacher.
Yeah.
We all
I'll learn.
He's beyond
He's beyond. Look, we're always teachers. We're always teachers.
Okay.
Research and reading. I don't watch TV. I'm always reading.
Me too.
So also understand, like, I have a master's in behavior psychology, so I study people's behavior.
Okay.
In order to understand behavior, you have to also understand the time periods and the lifestyles or the environments that influence behaviors, which is why I have some of the facts in my brain.
Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out, like, you keep saying, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why?
Well,
I get it.
But also, a lot of people live on the surface in life. Nobody really want to go deep sea diving. A lot of us like to scratch the surface and talk about what's in our face.
Right.
But nobody really want to go in and see what's beneath the surface to make it work.
You know,
I've been in life coach for 4 years now.
Oh, okay. Water.
I didn't hear what you said.
So I've been a life coach.
Yeah, we said next question was?
Go ahead, Daddy.
Let's do a little curveball and have a little bit of fun. We kind of talked about this earlier. I'm going to just throw it out there. And let's just see where everybody is. This is all hypothetical. This is not anybody. This is not trying to put anybody on.
Say it, man. How strong is your case?
Let me
habitual mind.
Here we go. Everybody, what are the rules for side chicks and side dudes? What are the rules?
What's the rule?
I'll start that.
There it is. Pump say it again. Pump say it again.
Stick to the
Say it loud. Say it loud. Let me know what you hear.
Oh, one at a time.
See, I ain't never cheated.
No.
Listen.
She said she never cheated. She ain't said she never been a side chick.
She.
Right.
She. Listen. First of all, one thing about me. Hold
on.
No.
Let her see.
Let me let y'all know a little something about me, right? Me personally, I don't want nothing that belongs to nobody else. I heard you on the phone earlier. Get out of bed. I don't want nobody that belong to anybody else. I'm a nigga now. We stingy, we're very selfish. I want this person to myself. Me, I come second to no one. I bring way more much to the table
Turn it up,
than to be somebody's
Who said
side
turn it up?
And then second of all, I don't feel comfortable dating two niggas at one time. I don't care about the music. That's
Come
just
on,
my
man. This dope shit.
I'm not
Okay.
dealing with two men
So
at the same
is it
time.
possible you could be the side chick and I know you the side chick?
Sweetheart,
Yes.
I need to let myself get involved. First of all, I don't.
You
get
can answer my
Yes.
question. It's a
I
yes.
don't-
Yes.
It's a yes or no
Yes.
question.
No. No.
Next.
No.
Okay.
No.
She
Because
could have been in a
I
2-year relationship and been the side chick the
I
whole time.
demand, first of all,
They
I
ain't that.
demand
They ain't
too
that.
much. No,
I'm
I
gonna let her finish up. Wait,
I
wait,
demand
wait.
too much. I demand too much time.
Okay.
I demand too much. So
That's good.
the side chick
That's
thing,
beautiful.
I care too much about the next black woman to disrespect her by fucking off on
You
her.
missed my question though.
I didn't. I addressed your question.
You can't. So you telling me you could not be the side chick and not know you the side
Fuck
chick?
no, nigga show me that he ain't. If he is attention, ain't no me. He gone. Simple as that.
So it's not possible for a man to give two women the same attention?
Me, guess what? Not for
Tell my
me.
love though.
Why not?
Not for me. Cause guess what? If I call you on
Let's
answer,
go back.
it's over for you.
I could be.
God damn.
Hold on, but
I want you to.
I
I don't care.
I'm a businessman. If I'm with a client and I'm in a meeting, and you
Listen.
call me when I'm in a meeting,
I don't care. I don't want your location.
let me ask you a real question. I'm a businessman.
That's where it comes from. Communication, not listening. You're not gonna run me on no bullshit.
I'm asking
I
a
don't care if you're a boss. I don't
asking
care
a
if you got
question.
a quadrillion,
I'm
quadrillion
just
business.
asking a
What?
question. I'm not attacking you.
No, okay.
I'm saying your statement was,
Right.
if I call
And
and
you don't
he
answer.
don't answer,
Right.
that's it.
Right.
So I'm saying, as a businessman, I meet with people all day. If I'm in a conference or on a conference call and I can't click over, you telling me it's over?
So guess what? Communication. I know you got a conference call. I'm not even gonna call and interrupt you. I'm gonna let you do what you need to do because I'm a boss too and I know how shit
What if I
happens.
get an impromptu call? Now,
Guess what?
and what if I don't like? What if I'm not like giving you my fucking schedule? Like, hey babe, I got a conference call.
It's
right
not
here,
gonna
4 o'clock.
work for me. That's what I'm telling you.
So hold on. What I'm hearing you say. I'm actually clear. What I'm hearing you say. When I leave the house in the morning, you need to know. You need to know my schedule
Yeah.
second by second for the day.
Yeah, because
So
if
so
I
if
say
anything, so if anything
something-
comes,
So listen to this.
Is
No.
this a girl?
No. So here's
yes.
the
I'm
thing,
just making
right?
sure.
It's not that. Listen.
What the?
At the end of the day, sweetheart, the
Right,
same
hey.
way you tell me your schedule, you know mine too. You want to know what I'm doing? I'm going to tell you. I'm not no sneaky type of female. You want to tell me what you're doing. If you don't want to tell me, I don't have to deal with you. It's
So
as simple
it's
as
not
that.
even about.
It's not even
It's not even about not.
insecurity.
It's not even about not.
Y'all gotta understand, when it comes to us women, when y'all don't tell us stuff, that's what bothers us.
You
That's
gonna
what
bring
makes
that
us
up?
go off.
You gonna bring
Hell
that
yeah,
up?
she know that shit.
I'm asking Pop. She got a mouth.
Do I agree with what?
Danny.
What she just said.
Danny.
Don't worry about it.
Now you pulling the Knox pump.
So apparently, number one pumpkin was listening to that shit,
I was
and she don't agree.
So
No, don't put words in her mouth.
You can't eat.
You doing it?
You know
You say all women?
all women.
So let me say
And you
this.
said yes, she do.
Let me tell you what I said. Basically, it's like this, right? Communication is key. If you fucking with a nigga, right? Me personally, if I'm fucking with a nigga, if you're not communicating,
You don't
you're not
trust
telling me
her,
about your
man.
days, no point in fucking
She's
with you.
very
Because
insecure.
that's gonna build insecurities in your head, right? If you don't know what's going on. So at the end of the day, like I just said to him, if somebody's telling me what they're doing throughout the day, of course I'm gonna share my day with them. Like earlier today, when I got to the shop, I texted my friend, hey babe, just got to the shop. That's just me. It's genuine to me. It's not me being insecure. I'm just letting this man know,
But then,
hey
do you
babe,
expect
I
him to
made
do
this
the same?
same.
Do you
Of
expect him to
course.
do the same?
And if he don't, he done.
So can I ask you a
But
question?
do you agree with that?
That's something that you put up front.
Most definitely.
So what-
once you
what's
put
her
it
name?
up front, that's something that
Nia.
he has to agree with.
Yes. And
Okay,
if he
so if you
don't,
don't agree with it, it don't even go no further.
nope, it's short about that.
So Nia, question. Like I don't know if you ever dated an educator who's a school administrator. So you know I'm at work, but typically between 9 and 11 is my office hours. I'm in office hours, right?
Right.
But I got this irate parent who come in the building. Listen, follow me.
I understand.
Hold on, let me finish. I didn't cut you off. Follow me. I got this parent who come in the building. I have to address her right now.
Right.
Generally, you call at 9:15 or you text at 9:15, I'm responding. This particular day, I got this parent in front of my office, she going off. I see my phone ringing, but I cannot stop to answer my phone. Your mind automatically go because he don't answer on that day at that time.
It's not that y'all trying to like.
No, I'm actually
No,
This what you
listen
say.
to what I'm saying, though, right? No. I'm an adult. I'm not a child. You get what I'm saying? I work just like the next person. Put it like this: when I'm working, my mother, my child, my friends know. If I'm at the shop, don't fucking call my phone. Simple as that. I'm at work. I try to dedicate my time to my clients. Everybody knows that. You get what I'm saying? It is what it is. I understand. You got your time. You gotta work. I'm not gonna be blowing no nigga phone up while you at work. That just don't even make no sense. Make it logical though. Now, say for instance, if he's not at work and I call his phone and he don't answer, and I call back and he still don't answer, then I'm like, oh, fuck it.
How many minutes in between time you call back?
Now ain't nobody blowing up nobody phone. Stop playing.
I'm just asking.
So I just want to let you know you totally contradicted what you originally
I
said.
didn't contradict myself. I'm an adult.
Well,
How?
this what I'll say. This what I'll say. 'Cause I go through this with Boom, same thing.
Okay.
Don't be defensive, and I know you saying you're not, just the way you speak. And people probably
Yeah,
take
because
it.
I'm very passionate.
Right, that's cool. That's cool. That
That's
everybody
all.
that do that,
Right.
they say that. They say they passionate. The second, but the other thing is, we were only commenting to what your example was.
Right.
Your example was when you change it. That's what make us say, okay.
But
well,
see,
damn.
okay, let me rephrase that. Beginning stages. If I'm talking to you every day, right?
Okay.
And then all of a sudden,
Routine change.
I start calling you and you don't answer.
That's easy.
Or if I call you and you text me back, bitch, you're done.
Well, we cool.
Straight like that.
See, that's better.
That's what I mean by that.
See, what you mean and what you said earlier, they
So
were miles
I
apart.
had to clarify.
That's good. With that.
Because
So that makes who goes in there?
I understand that people work. I understand people need their time. But at the same time, if I'm calling, it's all on the person. You get what I'm saying? It's all on- Exactly.
When it's a new routine going on, I don't know, then that's suspect.
Exactly.
All right, so-
That's what I mean.
I wish that makes sense.
I can't miss no calls, basically. That's
So,
what I'm saying.
Saying I'm not calling you.
I can't miss no calls.
Yeah, she probably be fucked up. I'm gonna get that money.
I mean, she clarified. I think we all on the same page.
Right, exactly.
Can we just get to the next?
So real quick, so we land the plane because it's not ready to play. Let's just go around the room real. Let's take a round the room. Pumpkin, don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in that. In the Pumpkin. Real quick, one rule. What are the rules for side pieces? Man or woman? What's give me one rule? We're gonna do this rapid fire. We're gonna land this plane. Speak up, Pumpkin.
Who's passionate? I mean, who on the side? Me?
It can be whoever. If you want to use yourself, you can use yourself. If you want to use me, you can use
What's the
me.
rule for your side
If
nigga?
I'm the side chick, I feel like I'm just gonna stay in my lane, you know, and respect the nigga.
Man, you better stop looking like that,
Stay in
man.
my lane. If I'm the side chick.
Take.
So you would really,
If I'm the side chick, I don't wanna.
No, I mean, I'm just saying that.
Pumpkin,
you
keep
really
it
be like
sassy,
that.
baby.
She ain't saying she was. She
I'm
just
not
said
saying I
See, what you
am.
missing is she being real. What you doing?
No, I gotta
If
respect it.
If I'm in a side chick's position, then I mean, I
So
accept
Nia,
all the
if we
terms
keep
and
it,
conditions.
Nia, if we keep it in a stack.
I understand.
Sometimes decide. Hold on.
I
Nia, hold on, Nia.
Men can't do it. She don't want to be the side chick.
Well, she won't normally do it.
She want the other girl to be the side chick.
That's cool. I'm cool.
But Nia, what you need, Nia,
Say.
what you need to understand, and I'm not saying that you gotta change how you feel about it or whatever. Sometimes the side dish is actually the entree.
Fuck all that.
This nigga did say.
I don't care about none of that. I hope your wife ain't watching this shit.
My wife's on this. She watching.
Say real quick so we can land.
High five, Pumpkin.
Matt, what's your question, man?
Damn, shit, you heard the
He
question.
don't care about side nigga.
What's the rule for my side chick? What's the rule for my side chick? If I had a side chick.
As your attorney, I'm advising you not to.
Move on.
Shut the fuck up.
Tay, Pat.
Don't say a goddamn word. I'm speaking up.
You're not being straight. You want to go the whole word. You don't want to say anything.
What's the rule for my my side chick, if I had a side chick.
If you had a side chick.
If I had a side chick. What would be the rule for her?
Answer the goddamn question, boy.
Just be acceptance, man.
Acceptance?
Oh
Just
my
be
God.
acceptance.
Reggie, Sim, I take Reggie.
You missed it, baby.
Hey, just be quiet, know your role.
Be quiet, know your role. Jim.
That's easy.
He's second me, goddammit.
I'm a word.
Side chick rules.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you know. I mean, ain't really no rules because they don't know. They swear to God, they tell their girls, exactly, putting up that shit. They don't even know.
Like some people in here right now.
I ain't saying that. I don't know. I don't know that.
Y'all, I don't see.
I told him. Hold on, here we gonna get you.
But I got a question real quick though. In order to be a side chick, right? What is that like? I mean, how are you a side chick? I mean,
Not right now, then.
is it conversation? Is it,
No, of course not.
Is it gifts? What is?
Sometimes gifts involved. That's another show.
And then I'll let you know if I probably could have been.
We'll talk offline.
But as far as me,
we ready to
I just want to know.
We gonna land the plane real quick. Then we gonna see. Tony, real quick. Rules for side chick and rules for side dude.
Hey man, play the game the right way.
Play the game the right way.
Play the game how the game go.
Juicy juice. Hey. Uptown rule.
First of all, know that you the side chick or the side dude.
Yeah.
And whatever cause just dealt, you totally understand because you understand the rules of the game playing. I mean, but like I said, at first things first, you gotta know that you gotta know that you the side chick or the side dude.
To play the game,
You gotta know.
And then you play it. You know, I mean.
What? No longer between
Nowadays, the side bitches want to be
Listen, man,
known.
the rules are
They
dictated.
want to be known that they're the side bitch. They think they get credit for being the side chick. That's what I'm saying.
That's not a side chick.
Let me
a side chick.
Can't do it.
You can't be the side
I'm
dude.
like I'm new. Can't do it.
Keep going.
Can't do it. No. I'm being honest. I'd rather be perfect. Small
We're not saying Brad.
Can't do it.
You don't want to participate.
Can't do it.
Mike, you got Mike.
Right, hold on. No, we can't let him get away. Hold on.
Can't do it.
Right.
Can't do it.
Have you been a side nigga before?
Not to my knowledge.
You might be a great side nigga.
Hold on.
You might be a great side
Can
nigga.
I finish, sir? Can I finish?
Go ahead.
Not to my knowledge, do I know? But if once it becomes brought to my knowledge, can't do it.
Why?
Won't do
Why
it.
not?
Can't do it.
Have you ever
It's the
spent
way
for a woman to be a
It was the way I
side
was
chick?
brought up. It was the way I was brought up.
Have you ever had a side chick?
No.
Have you ever been a side nigga?
Not to my knowledge.
I can attack from
Not to my knowledge.
Have you ever been the second nigga?
Real quick.
No.
Have you ever been the backup?
No.
Us is real good.
Don't do it.
Hey,
No.
There it is. He can't be a backup or he can't be a side nigga.
we got it.
Leave.
We gonna give you the last word. He lands in the plane.
Oh man.
Which one though? Has he been a side nigga? Or what are you asking him right now?
I'm a word person.
What are you
Yeah, last word.
No,
On any of the top.
So I'm talking. Hey, this is my moment right from last week.
He got the floor.
I can get him right now. 'Cause he just asked. He just told me and Juice that he ain't with it. He ain't never did it to his knowledge.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah, Tony taught me, rise above. I'm gonna talk in code, and only a few people gonna know what I'm talking about. Preaching, but it was many times that we was told if you see a little red light on the field, if you see a little red light, get away. Now I don't know why he was telling us.
Hey up,
right?
So you find yourself coaching by yourself a lot. So now I don't know why that red light is out there. I don't know.
Nah, real quick, give everybody the address. Tell them where we at, man.
Hey, right now, we at 9812 Piscataway Road. This is Just Right Barber Lounge. Feel free to come down. If you want to come sit in on the show, let us know. We'll let you know what the topic is. You pick a weekend. Next door, as I posted on the chat, Those are two of our young lady stylists. They can do any style next door at 9810. Just Right Hair Studio. Pumpkin Hot. What's the name? What's our
9810.
No, the Instagram, the IG for
And Just Right Hair Studio.
Yeah, Just Right Hair Studios. Come on down. She got specials for first timers. We got some specials for first time in the barbershop. So come on down, see what those specials are. And our motto is we got you.
Y'all like the phone company. Y'all only care about the new customer. What about my motherfucker? Oh, we got a loyalty program. Okay, let's hit the song. Okay, let's hit the song.
I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Side.
We got 200 as we get close to the middle of the year, we got some hot topics. We got some hot topics that we're gonna be talking about. We want to make sure that you guys are in for that. Again, 9812 is Scary Just Right Barber Line.
Take that shit down.
Thanks for tuning in. We still gonna keep the chat going. We're gonna keep the chat going, give you a little music to boogie with.
Some women, they're
Hey,
right.
look, don't start too
It don't happen as much with the G-spot.
Make sure I did look at the package before to make sure that I said, okay, I can do that.
Yes, you know, ain't no race in the world been through what Black African Americans have been through. But also that came along with the program, came along with this and the fear, the least amount of power. Yeah, the least amount of power. You gonna take that?
The words of that Cowboys, that was an affront to anybody that's in here that ever said, I'm American. For years, and hundreds of years, white people always felt that it's not theirs and they can take it.
Some dangerous people. vicious. We from the mission. We got the mind so vicious. We got the mind that be burning like the dishes. And plus the blocks that be grand 13 wishes. I spit that gold up and slowly back Jehovah. 3 in the morning, tell them teams, I ain't told ya. I got my niggas, but from top, bring it down. Flames up, the living and raising up. I love the streets, but I hate a fucking traitor. Fuck around me now, then I'm gonna do traitors later. Fuck them suckers, they're red duckers. Trust me, Jack, they's a pain motherfuckers. My flow's a miracle like crossing the Red Sea. See, I'm my lyrical, yeah, my shit is for me. Quit the little niggas, big they can't, but my niggas will stop in their face.
Your bitch in the backseat of my brand new foreign car. Gonna act like he forgot her. I call her. She like, hey, you better pay me what you owe me. Gonna act like he forgot her. That nigga better get my money. Happy birthday, D. Floyd. That nigga better get my money. Hey, Stacey, you better pay me what you owe me. Here, that's my sister Angie. That nigga better get my money. Turn up to the block, this Kim got fast and it's wasted. Every time I'm riding, seem familiar who y'all playing. In the drop top, 200 yards in my rearview mirror racing. We are lit, we are lit on like block, block, block. Louis 13 and it's on, bitch, you just got shot. Come on, Conti, if he thought that he would knock me off the top. Shit, yo, bitch in the backseat of my brand new foreign car. Don't act like he forgot. I call her. Shit, like, hey, he read the pay me what you owe me. Don't act like he forgot. That nigga better get our money. Hey, South Beach, that nigga better get my money. Hey, ladies, you better pay me what you owe me. Happy birthday, D. Floyd. That nigga better get our money. Hey, yeah. Hey, like blah blah blah. Hey, cocaine. Hey, like blah blah blah. Hey, no peace. Hey, like blah blah blah. Hey, uptown. Hey, like blah blah blah. Hey, Bitter Road. Hey, like blah blah blah. Hey, 10 sexy sisters. Hey, like blah blah blah. Hey, Taurus. Hey, like blah blah blah.
Yeah. Oh, now. Thank you. Angie. Whoa. Party trainer, just one more time, baby. Party beautiful. One on the toss here. Yeah. Hey, it's never too much.
you come be my dream girl? Now, and pick a fantasy and let me work it out. And Nicole, baby, where you wanna go? What you wanna do? I say we're living it like we own it, own it, own it. Until we're on top of the world. All I need is you. We're living it like we own it, own it, own it. Dee-da, hey, babadoo, babadoo, boobadee, babadoo. Hey, Shantae, babadoo, babadoo, boobadee, hey. Hey, Blue, hey, babadoo, babi, boobadee, babadoo, boobadee, babadoo. Hey, Sean, hey, babadoo, babadoo, boobadee, babadoo, boobadee. Hey, time, work, 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 come on. Work your body, body, move your body, body, shake your body, body, twerk your body, body, move your body, body, shake your body, body, twerk your body, body, move your body, body, lead your body, body, love your body, body, twerk your body, body, move your body, body, shake your body, body, move your body, body. Hey, Maya, hold it, beat, beat, beat. Tiana. Aisha, how long it's gonna take for you to bring that ass here? Right here. No, right here. Hold it. Body rich and rich. Hey, baby. A nigga heist come to party. Time, pop roll, pop roll. Body rich and big, Frank White. Hold it. Top shot, how long it's gonna take for you to bring that ass here? Hey, Queen. A sweet Lisa. Party for my baby Jay. Sean, you better walk with the booty. Walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk, hey, you better walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk today, you better walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk and shake, you better walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk with the booty, who are we to come from? We come from fighting something, we come from love. Who are we to come from? We come from fighting something, we come from love. Excuse us when we live. We come from love. You better walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk the town. You better walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk. Check it out. You better walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk. And Sean, you better walk with the booty, walk with the booty, walk. Sean B, who are we? Do we come from? We come from fighting something, we come from love. Who are we? Do we come from? We come from fighting something, we come from love. Excuse us while we dance, booty, boom, shake, boom, and you, we come from love. So long and tall.